going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 275. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Sup, people? How's it going?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Adam Vale.
What up, Internet?
And Brian Manjoma.
Hey, guys. What's up?
All right, Brett texted me. He'll be here when he gets here. He's having some Discord issues because Discord, you know. Anyway, we're here to celebrate episode 275 of this podcast, Throwdown Your Questions, which is pretty monumental. Can you believe that 275 episodes of purely answering fan questions, and we never run out of questions? You guys always have some for us, man.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. Excuse me, because I got the coronavirus a little bit, so excuse me if I call off.
They do have it.
Listen. If I get this shit, I'm not worried. I'll beat that shit off, man. I'm too stubborn to die, you know. Anyway, so since this is episode 275, we're gonna commemorate things by doing Carlos's favorite, the AMA special, people. So basically, you ask us whatever questions you want, not just about games, whatever you want, and 3 questions. So we're gonna be here for another 5 hours. This is WrestleCast for Adam right now. You know,
nice. There we go.
Although I will try to keep this shit kind of tame. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, let's get into it. We got a lot of shit, so let's get into it. First up, Reaction Gift King, aka Goose7. Right. First question. Goose. What is your... Oh, by the way, before I go on, forgive the no Chirons tonight. I've been busy as fuck. No time to do them, so just bear with us, you know. Anyway, Chiron! Anyway, so first question. What is your favorite run on a comic book by a creator and why? For example, I loved Hickman's run on Fantastic Four and Morrison's run on Batman. I think we may have answered this one before, so we could just do this kind of quickly. I'm going to go down the line here. Manny, what's your favorite comic book run and the creative teams behind it?
I want to say Johnny Jr. and Straczynski's Spider-Man run, at least the first Spider-Man run that they did.
Before the Green Goblin arc, right?
Before the whole, before the other thing.
Yeah.
That when they sort of rebooted, sort of soft rebooted Spider-Man and kind of gave him a whole new bunch of villains. And each of the issues were all, had a larger narrative, but each issue was a self-contained story. That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, for me, I got to go with the classic. Chris Claremont's run on X-Men, and I'm saying the whole 17 years. Even though my favorite is the John Byrne era, all of it was fucking amazing. And all the stuff that you see from X-Men now, it was all formed during that. Obviously Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, they created X-Men in the 60s. They had that run, but that run was not really as like inspirational or monumental as the Chris Claremont run. Like all this shit you see in X-Men right now, it all started there. And I also want to give a honorable mention to Frank Miller's run on Daredevil.
Yep.
Him and Klaus Janson specifically, fucking awesome. All right, Chris, favorite run.
I'd say it was Chuck Dixon and Klaus Janson doing Batman Nightfall. That was a great story.
That was incredible. All right, Adam, you used to read comics back in the day, right?
Yeah, I was thinking more recent because
that's fine.
But it's just something like that. Well, it's Southern Bastards. That's with Jason Aaron, who I think he was a writer, and then there was also Jason Latour. He did the color and he also did the art. I love that series. If you haven't read that, Southern Bastard, oh, fucking awesome.
Yeah, people tell me it's really good.
It's so good.
The writer, it's funny. I've met the writer multiple times. Really cool dude.
Yeah, Jason Aaron. Yeah, he writes. He writes Thor. He did a big run on Thor.
Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, he also did the first 12 issues of the new Conan the Barbarian. Good stuff.
Oh.
All right, for Carlos and Brian, I'm going to waive the rules a little bit. You guys could list your favorite manga in here, and your
they are comics.
They're comics in Japan, but not
Japanese comics. So yeah, they count.
Yeah, all right.
You
Carlos,
know who it is. It's the manga guy.
You know who it is, the Japanese comic god.
Yo, man. I mean, there's way too many to.
Yeah, just your favorite and the creator or creators.
I think one of my favorites, well, definitely one of my favorites is One Piece by Oda. Like it's crazy how, and I think everyone's here has seen maybe a couple of episodes or a lot of episodes from the anime, but I think the manga is superior. And it's crazy how big of a world this dude created and how it just keeps going and building the world. Like it's crazy, man. It's probably one of my favorites. I read it every week when it comes out on Shonen Jump, and yeah. Shout out to other stuff like Siren, things like 20th Century Boys. You know, there's a lot of manga to read.
Yeah. Hi, Brett. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Here now.
Yes!
All
Success! What's
All
up, people?
Yeah. The question is, we've answered this before, so we're just gonna quickly go over it. Is what is your favorite comic book run and the creators? But just hold on a second. Brian, what's your favorite manga run and the creators behind it?
It's a tough one. It really is, because I don't really have a favorite. I just have ones that I enjoy. So I guess if I was going to say, I say One Punch Man. I'm really enjoying it, and I think it will until it ends. But apart from that, I can't think of anything else at the moment.
Attack on Titan.
Gantz. How did I forget about Gantz? I have no idea. Yeah, Gantz is amazing. If you haven't already read that, then you read it. If you have, then read it again, because it's just wow.
Nice.
Attack on Titan. I like the anime a bit more than the manga. To be fair, but I think that's because the animation is actually good. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of the issues that I kind of have with One Piece is that I don't think that Toei does really the best job at adapting it. They kind of do the whole Dragon Ball thing where like they have to release a new episode every week, so that not that many resources can go into the show as you know, for example, Attack on Titan or Promised Neverland, that you know they do their seasons and then they take their breaks and then they start, you know, they construct the next season. But One Piece, it's just ongoing and it doesn't really stop unless there's like, you know, national emergencies or something. So the quality suffers a lot, and that's why I prefer reading the manga than watching the anime.
Yeah. All right. Brett, favorite comic book run and the creators behind it.
I mean, that's not an easy question at all. I'm gonna say it's a tie between Tank Girl and Lock and Key.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. No need to go into deal because we actually answered this before. You actually answered those before too, Brett. Believe it or not.
I'm sometimes consistent.
Yes, and you went into great detail, which is always cool. All right, next question here is: what are the keys? What are the keys to a successful podcast, and what are some pitfalls to avoid? Think gear, mic, software, speaking abilities, etc. I was part of 2 gaming podcasts, and they just didn't work out. Lack of consistency, members not taking as seriously as others, etc. You kind of already answered your own question right there, bro.
Yeah,
consistency is the main fucking thing. Above all else, like obviously you need people to take it seriously. That's important too. But consistency, you got to keep it going all the damn time. This is why we've made it to 275 episodes of 2 separate podcasts. Consistency. You got to have those backups there. And you also have to have dudes that are like really willing to be there with you, you know? And luckily this podcast has that. So that's the main key to, you know, at least the fundamental stuff. I want you guys obviously to come in here and give your own stuff, but that consistency is the main thing. Without that, you have nothing.
Yeah, I definitely think it's consistency, and I mean, we're not like the most successful podcasts out there. I mean, there are definitely people that are doing a lot better than we are, but I do think that that's the one thing that we can say that we have over a lot of the podcasts that are out there is that we rain or shine, you know, and then we give you advance notice as to when when we're not going to be doing the show, and it's usually at certain points, which like we say E3 or and even if me or Tony are not there, we still have everybody else to come in and do the show, which is great.
Yeah, and I do want to say, our consistency is something I'm very proud of. But and this is something I'm proud of too. I'm also proud of the one time where we're actually inconsistent is during E3 because we have more episodes than usual. You know, so that's kind of cool too. But no matter what, you're gonna get 50 main episodes of each, which is 100 total, every single year, non-stop. It doesn't stop. Sometimes we may do a show on Wednesday or something for holidays or whatever, but the shit don't stop. You know, and our fans appreciate it. They always tell us that shit all the time. When you wake up in the morning, especially you MP3 listeners right now, when you wake up Friday, Monday, you got a new podcast waiting for you all the time, you know? And then obviously there's other little things too, like, you know, trying to get as good of a mic quality as possible. Make sure you stay on topic, which even here's the thing about staying on topic, right? It's an art, and I think we've kind of mastered it on this podcast. Like, okay, here's the baseline, but sometimes we'll take it somewhere kind of that interests us, and the fans always like that shit. But we never go too far off the deep end, you know, which is important. Like, we still have a tether to whatever the original topic may be, especially for this show, the questions. But we always go into these interesting directions. Like, and Brett, I know where you're kind of going to go with this, but the fans always love it. And then my thing is, like, I kind of play by ear. I'm like, hey, this is good, even if I'm not particularly like invested in whatever you guys are talking about. If I hear the energy and the feelings, I'm like, keep it going, and people love that shit. Go ahead,
quick,
I
could hear someone breathing. So speaking of things that might not be that great, I don't know if it's between two people, either Adam or Brett, but I think it's Brett. Maybe your boom mic is a little bit too close to your nose.
Is it still going?
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. All right, Brett, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, that's what I love about our relationship, Tony. Is like you try and keep shit in order, and I just cause chaos.
Yeah, man. We balance each other out. You know, it works. It
does, and I kind of want to throw in, like, I completely agree with all your answers. I also want to throw in, like, chemistry, though. Yeah. Like you have to have chemistry, because if it's just purely a topical thing, as soon as those topics become irrelevant, there's no reason to go back and listen to the rest of it. You know, it's chemistry between the panelists, I think, is pretty important.
I agree. And as a matter of fact, that's something else that the fans tell us. Okay, one of my goals, always from the beginning, right? Me and Manny, actually, we wanted this show to feel like the conversations we had with each other when we're talking on the phone, just talking about games, right? And till this day, fans tell us that they like the fact that when they listen to our show, it feels like they're just hanging out with other gamers, just listening to the conversation going on. You know, obviously they're passive observers; they can't jump in. But you know, obviously, you guys who are listening to us now, you can. But I like the fact that when fans tell us that, because I'm like, okay, I'm doing my job right. This is exactly what I wanted. This show is not fucking some high fancy bullshit type of show, like, you know, like we see on IGN or GameStop. Like, hey guys, welcome to GameStop. Blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't do that shit. We're real gamers here, you know, and the fans appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the one thing about that happens with a lot of things like that, a lot of shows, they get into this sort of high and mighty sort of thing. Like, they're sort of better. They're too good to talk to everybody. They're too good to interact. They're too good, and I feel like there shouldn't be really that much of a line like that. I mean, we're all of us. Granted that, like, some of us have actually do work for the industry, but at the same time, how did we get into this thing? How did you guys get into this thing? And that's the sort of, it's, if you see us on the street, you could have the same sort of conversations that that we are having right here. And that's always what I've enjoyed about our show.
That's it, man. That's what it's all about.
Keeping it real.
Oh, Tony, I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted, Tony, to us. Discord.
My bad. I was coughing. Remember, I got the corona. Got to be careful. Not trying. Yeah. Although I should probably just leave my mic open. You guys, you can hear me cough all along, but the fans won't. You know. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything more to add to it, unless you guys want to jump in. Adam, you do other podcasts and shit. What is some advice you would give to somebody who's like trying to start a podcast?
Make sure you have content and you stick to your format. You know, it's like with the WrestleCast and the whole thing that I make sure is that we have Dana, and she always wants to come with the news.
Shout out to Dana, by the way. She's in the chat right now.
Yep, shout out to Dana. I always hit her up beforehand. I don't just spring it on her. Hey, what do you know? And I make sure we have the content. We try to fill up that time slot, because sometimes we go long, 7-8 days straight. So we have to make sure. That's the other thing. Well, at first we're like, we're just going to do this for an hour, and next we turn it to 3 to 4 hours. You know, and it all depends on the time and the event. And sometimes there would be like 3 pay-per-views going on in one one weekend, and each pay-per-view is 2 to 3 hours, and there's a lot of matches and a lot of stuff going on. So we're not trying to fill up time. It's just to cover each story. And the whole point of our podcast was to stick to its predictions and to just give everybody insight to the story if you're not watching the product, because not everybody watches wrestling every week. So when a pay-per-view comes, it's like, why is that guy fighting him? What's the point? Why is this? So we just fill in for everybody. Say, hey, the reason why these two guys are fighting is because this guy stole this guy's wife, and so now they're suing, and this whole thing, stupid shit. But we fill you in, so that way, if you didn't watch wrestling, so that's it. It's just making sure you know what you're talking about and not just rambling, and just keep doing it. That's it. Consistency. Like Tony said, you just got to keep doing it, and then people know to expect it. And hopefully they tell their buddies, and then their other buddies, and then word spreads. But I hate the pandering. I hate when fucking people, and I hate this, especially YouTube. If you click on something and it's like, hey, don't forget to subscribe and do it.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like
button. I like you. I don't know if I like you. Your shit could be whacked, and I'm going to unsubscribe, and you're going to see that. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Don't tell me to do something. If I like you, just like we all do, if we like something, we'll do it. We'll subscribe. If I like somebody, not only do I subscribe, I put in a comment. I'm like, yo, that was really informative. That was great. I let them know I appreciate it. Don't fucking force people. Don't say, hey, you got to subscribe before you do. Don't forget to. No, I didn't forget. I know I'm not doing it.
They talk themselves out of a sale, you know?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you love me when you don't even know.
Oh, fuck. Exactly.
Like, man, you don't know me.
You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even when we do say like and subscribe at the end of the show, but we don't do it.
Actually, I don't say like and subscribe. I just say subscribe. You know.
Oh yeah.
No, but
at the end of the show, I'm not going to tell you that shit up.
Yeah, exactly. At the end, it makes sense. At the end, it makes sense because then it's like you already heard the content and you're like, all right, I can tolerate that. I like this.
They toss it up in the front. They're like, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video,
motherfucker. I'm not liking shit.
And don't forget, I love you guys.
And don't forget to follow us on our Patreon, which is blah 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 blah.
They should just be honest and be like, yo, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs so I can get some meds and quit my fucking job. Can you help me with that? Can you do that? Can you tell your buddies? I know your life is hard, but mine's just fucked up too. So let's work together on this.
I feel like that ad campaign would work, Adam.
You are being honest.
Yeah.
That's it. But that's the whole point. I hate when motherfuckers say, "Oh, we appreciate it." Bitch, it's just you. There's no we. It's always you. You talk about the editing. You talk about doing it. It's you. It's this whole idea that they feel that if they say that it's just for them, that people will be like, "Oh, how dare you? It's all about you." Damn right, it's all about it's his fucking channel or her channel. So it's not we. And let's say if they say we. Go ahead and comment and say who else is there because you're not giving any shout outs to anybody else on your team. You're a horrible boss. You should be giving out shout outs. That's it. But like, hey, it's Jimmy who does the editing. It's Jill behind the camera because I can't fucking film for shit. You know what I mean? Give shout outs. Don't just say, hey, we appreciate it. What, you and your bank account? That's all I know. So it's bullshit.
Yeah, see, if we say we, yes, there's 7 motherfuckers here. By the way, this is the shit I'm talking about. What Adam just went on this epic, awesome rant about had nothing to do with the question, but it's awesome. This is what Throwdown's about, baby. That's what we do around here, man.
That's it.
All right, let's move on to the next question here. All right. Whoa, okay. How do you guys manage and prioritize what to play and when? When I was a kid, I had all the time in the world to play games, but no money. Now that I'm a grown-ass man, I'm grateful that I'm in a position to buy whatever game I want, whenever I want. But I just don't have the time. As I've gotten older, my gaming time has been reduced drastically. Yes, you're speaking to all of us, sir. And isn't that the ironic thing? When you're a fucking kid, no cash at all the time in the world, and you want every game, And now you're a grown-ass man. You're like, I don't have time for pay all this shit. And then in my case, I'm just going to start first because I'm a little bit of an outsider here, right? Like, my priority is whatever the fuck the job needs me to do, that's the game I play. That's it. I don't even play games for my own anymore. Like, rarely I do. Like, I play Division with Adam and shit, but, like, other than that, even that was for work. Monster Hunter is probably the only one. But, yeah, my priority is, like, basically because people ask me, like, hey, how's your backlog looking? Oh, what are you going to do? I'm like, no, my backlog doesn't exist. I burned that shit. There are no games behind me anymore. I just play whatever's in front of me, man, because I can't be doing all that other stuff, So that's me. Obviously, I'm going first because my case is a little bit different, but I want to hear the rest of you guys. How do you prioritize, your gaming time and all that other good stuff? So, yeah, go ahead, Manny, since you're already talking.
For me, I mean, I always say that I'm the one that's the lowest man on the rung who has time to play games. But then again, that's probably Carlos now, right? But for me,
Yo, man, you can't count those chess hours, man.
Oh yeah, unless yo man, there's no trophies behind those chess pieces.
Ain't no trophies, man. I can get a plan.
But yeah, for me, like the way I have a generalized plan for what I want to do, and if there's portions of it that just say like where the work is just too much this week, and then I just have to postpone it. The best example I can think of is my when I was playing Bloodstained, right? And then my plan was Bloodstained, Control, and then Death Stranding. Bloodstained ended up taking me a lot longer to complete, and then I jumped to Death Stranding, and then now I'm not playing really anything because I'm just trying to clear out the last bits of. There's still last bits of things from last year and work and stuff like that I still need to do, but then I'm going to come back in, and then I'm trying to think, what should I play? So I was just while these guys been playing the Division, I actually bought Bayonetta / Vanquish, and I just been playing Vanquish while they've been shooting up shit in Division. Because it's a kind of a mindless game. You don't need to know what the fuck's going on. You're just like, okay, he's walked into the room, everything's gonna run at you and shoot at you. Perfect. You know?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah. Carlos, you go next.
Yeah, for me, it's just what motivates me. I mean, sometimes, like a lot of times, I don't have time. Usually at nights, here's the thing with me. I don't like to play video games late at night. Like if it's after 9, I don't really like playing video games anymore unless I'm playing with other people. Like for example, if we do Monster Hunter or we do the Call of Duty thing or some other game and we're all playing together and we schedule it, then I'm down to play. But if it's something like, let me play some, I don't know, fucking just whatever random game, and I just don't feel like doing it. Like I feel like I can do other stuff that makes me more proactive. Unless it's something that's really like compelling to me. Like for example, I'm playing Ori and the Blind Forest right now, or Ori and Will of the Wisp, and that game is amazing. So that's all. Like when a game fixates me on that world, then I can pretty much play that game. But yeah, that's what not that many games do that for me recently. So I haven't really been playing as much as I should be.
All right, Brian.
With me, it's kind of like a mix. I tend to just play whatever I feel like in the mood. I actually have like a giant list of like games to play and in which order, kind of, and I just follow that. So I'll start off and say, okay, this time I'll play this game and play that game. But I always tend to have 2 games going at any one time, just so that I can have a game that's mindless and I can just play, just turned off, and then a game that I need to like focus on and like let's hear out the story and whatnot. Like for that, it was a mix. So recently, it's been Singularity, as like the one I focus on, and then for the mindless one, it's been Call of Duty. But it may switch to Division 2. So yeah, it's just have 2 games at the go, switch back and forth, and then just that's how I do it.
Cool. All right, Chris.
I usually just know ahead of time what I'm interested in and just do that. The only time I'll deviate is if there's games that we play together, like Monster Hunter or Division and stuff. Then I'll prioritize those. But it's like, all right. So last year I knew when Resident Evil 2 was dropping. I knew when Doom was dropping. So it's like this year it's like, oh well, sort of the same thing. Resident Evil 3 in April. Doom drops next week. I'll be playing that, and it's just really stuff I'm interested in are like sometimes there's a couple of times when I'll see an indie game that I didn't really think about that I'm like, ooh, Dead Cells, I kind of want to try that, and I'll play it a little bit, or Horizon Chase Turbo or Blasphemous, like I'll try those games out because they're it's not a huge cost to play those. And then another thing that'll deviate me is if there's a PlayStation sale and I get something really cheap that I wanted to play, but I just I didn't have time for it. Like that's how I played Just Cause 3. It was on sale one day. I was like, oh, I will play that now. Thank you. So that it happens. I don't have like a schedule or a plan. Like, oh, I gotta do that. I just look forward to certain things. Like, oh, I'll know this is coming, that's coming. I look forward to that. Like, hey, Final Fantasy VII. When that drops, I'll play that.
Cool, Brett.
Whatever strikes my fancy, I suppose. Like, prioritize in what way? Like, how do I prioritize my game, or in what way do I prioritize? I lost track of the original question.
Yeah, basically, like, how do you prioritize real life and your gaming time? Like, how do you balance that?
I mean, I try and set realistic expectations and goals for the day. I was raised very much with work then play, so I rush through everything I can, and then I end up playing video games real late at night until I pass out. That's not necessarily the best plan, but it worked for my dad. It works for me. Like the wee hours of the morning are the quiet time for the working man.
Okay, so I answered this wrong then. I thought he meant how you prioritize what you play, not
that is
how you
that's also
balance.
part of it too, though. Brett just took it that way, but that's also
Okay.
You didn't answer it wrong at all. It just depends on your priority. Anyway,
feel free to answer it both ways.
Yeah, you can. And I'm going to save Adam for last because you play games both for fun, your own enjoyment, and you write about them. So I want to hear this one. How do you balance all that shit? And you got a family, got kids, a wife, and all that.
Yeah, I reproduce. So yeah, it gets crazy. So what I try to do is I make a list of things that I have to do. So first, I have to see if there's anything that I have to review. There's any codes, stuff I have to go and activate and get those pieces done. And then I also take a look at what I want to play with the guys, whether it's Division or Call of Duty, stuff like that. And then I look at my backlog, and if there's anything that I can just get into the mood to jump in, and then I go further down and I start, if I just feel like getting some Chivos, then that's when what I'm doing now with the retro achievements and jumping in there. And I got a bunch of people that have been following me and jumping in, and we're all exchanging stuff. So that's cool. Go to retro achievements, follow me, Adam Fibro. I'll see your Chivos. I'll make fun of them. You can see all the shit that I'm getting. And that's it. And it's fun. And that's how I try to keep the balance. I also tried to get my kids involved into some of this, so then that way we can play together. My little boy is still too young. He's only 3, and my daughter, who's 8, she just likes Mario Kart. That's it. So, but besides that, that's it. It's just keeping the balance, and there's always going to be things that slip through the cracks. My backlog is ridiculous. There's still stuff that I haven't even started, But it's okay, because eventually I will get that time to play it, whether it's just for an hour or whatever. But I know it's going to happen. And that's it. That's the balance, especially when you have a family and other things going on. It's tough, but it all depends on how bad do you want to play. So
there you go, man. All right, let's move on here to Paiku Han. So his first question is, next gen crossplay. Do you believe it can become a new standard for Xbox, PlayStation, co-op, and or multiplayer? All right, so that's his first question. So, yeah, I think we talked about this. I think next crossplay is a given. I think that's going to be standard next generation for multiplayer games for sure. It's already starting right now with current gen games. So, yeah,
I mean, one thing about it, because the environment has the most of the development environment hasn't really changed. That means, if you're playing, that means that people that are playing on PlayStation 4 are probably going to be able to play PlayStation 5 people. Same thing with Xbox, right? Because there's not going to be really that much of a divide as far as the games go. So
yeah. Does anybody disagree with this? Like, I think cross-gen gaming, multi-platform, all that shit. I think that's a given.
Yeah. I think that it's moving in that direction for sure.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next question then. What are some of your favorite sidekicks in video games? For example, you got Cortana, Daxter, and Nico from Devil May Cry 5.
You could add Ellie. Ellie was a sidekick.
All right, yeah, that is true. So yeah,
kind of.
Yeah. So all right, so favorite sidekicks in video games.
It has to be an in-game sidekick, right? It can't just be the one that calls you up all the damn time and tells you stuff.
I'll accept that.
Okay.
I'll accept it.
Well, I mean, you got the obvious one. You could say like Tails.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah.
You could say I like that turtle from Sly Cooper.
Hey, Sly.
Yeah, Bentley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Bentley. It was cool. I'm trying to think of some more.
What about the Murray?
The Murray.
Not so much that guy.
The Murray.
Even though they both were playable characters after the second game, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but they were just like your support team, like in Metal Gear. They just call you up as like
The Murray. Not gonna be thinking about that.
Yo, would Otacon be considered a sidekick?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Snake and him did do a cool high five.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm kind of weirdly drawing a blank on this.
Other sidekicks.
Yo, sorry, Luigi.
I'm a Luigi number one.
Sorry, Luigi, but you're a sidekick, bruh. You're a sidekick.
Even though he is a playable character in every single game.
Well, he has his own series of
He has
games.
his own series, yeah.
Hmm.
Atreus from God of War, eh?
Atreus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kazooie.
By the way, I had to think about that for a bit. Like Atreus, because I keep calling him boy.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I was like, is that the boy?
What's it called? Clank.
Yeah, Clank.
Clank,
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will assist you.
Actually, I like the what's her name from Bioshock Infinite.
Oh, shit.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's
Elizabeth.
She always hooked it up with the animal, man. I'm like,
That's true.
thank you.
Or she'll throw coins
Or
at you.
health packs and shit.
Yeah, it was like super
Booker,
useful.
you know, yeah, man. That was dope.
Yeah.
Oh, the Palico. There you go.
Oh, the
Pelican.
Oh, from Monster
Nah,
Hunter?
fuck the
Yeah.
Palico, man.
Damn, it's like that, man. Don't hate on the cats, son.
Nah, those Palicos were fucking useless sometimes, man. They just
Yeah,
be
they
like,
know how to cook, though.
Yeah, they do know how to cook.
well, I mean, they do know how to cook, but
What? Nobody's saying saying your real sidekick in the game though.
What's her face? That's not
no,
a favorite.
no.
That's not a favorite sidekick, though.
no,
We'll take the Palicos.
Yeah, I'll take the Palico. That she's not my sidekick. Man.
wait,
Well, I mean, she
Well, we're
is,
not
but I don't
thinking
like her. You know, so, got to be favorite.
yo, man, we're not thinking the same thing. I thought you were gonna say the fucking Japanese people we get on the fucking
Damn.
Monster Hunter.
Nah, those guys are teammates, bro. They know sidekicks, man. As a matter of fact,
they're the main players actually.
Yeah, we're sidekicks to those guys.
We're
man.
the sidekicks.
Tell me I'm wrong though, son.
Yo, man, that's just true.
You could say 9S from Nier Automata. He's a sidekick.
Oh yeah,
He's a
that's good-
sidekick, yeah.
The fucking dog from Samurai Showdown. What's his face's dog? You know who I'm talking about. The blonde dude. The blonde ninja. dude.
What was his face? What was it?
Blanking on his fucking name right now.
Poppy? Or
Yeah,
his name?
Poppy. Yeah. Poppy. There you go. Boy.
Donovan's sword.
Oh man. Right. Any other sidekicks? I think we're just blanking right now. What about you guys in the chat, man? Leave us some sidekicks. Actually, let me see if they answer. I think we got some already. Yeah, Atreus, like Cooper, hype. Boy. You know? All right, man, let's move on. Which villain to love and hold on. Which villain do you love to I didn't edit this shit. Which villain to love and hate at the same time? Frieza, and he says his answer is Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. So which villain do you love? Yeah, so which villain do you love and hate at the same time from anything?
Higgs from Death Stranding.
You love to hate. You both love him and hate him.
I love him because he's a dummy. He's fun and silly. It's over the top, but he's also fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna make this even harder for you, bro. That's my Higgs impression, by the way.
I don't know. I can't really think of anything. Like, because I either like a villain or I hate him. There's not really like both at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Can I cheat?
Sure.
Cole McGrath.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Brett.
Nice.
You stole Brian's answer apparently. I didn't think about that, but
Hey,
you're right.
I did it for once.
Yeah.
Let's see. Villains that like. Let's see. Who else would I say that was a villain that you like to hate?
Oh, I'll stop. I was gonna say something, but I'll stop.
Oh, Voldemort.
If I'm Voldemort. That's my Voldemort.
Yeah, it could be from anything, any medium. The dude from the first prototype sketch says.
Well, the example that was brought up
wait
was
a minute. He's the good guy.
No, he's a villain. He is a villain.
Oh, he is a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hated
Alex
that guy
Mercer. It was his name. Alex Mercer. Yeah.
I wanted to call him Matthew Mercer.
He becomes a villain in the second game.
Sounds like they were looking at the script to a certain other game that we just mentioned.
Damn, Goose says Joel from The Last of Us.
Oh, dude!
Oh.
Yeah, Brian agrees with that shit, probably.
Is he really a bad guy?
He could be considered one.
I think
we've had this debate before, whether he's an actual villain or not. Yeah. Sketch says E from Parasite.
E from Parasite, where she goes up and that stupid song would show up.
Yeah, but the Joel thing, we've had that debate before.
Joel.
You can make an argument for both, you know.
The freezer example, like I was thinking about it, I'm like, nah. I love Freezer at the beginning, and then I just fucking hate him now.
Freezer.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you fucking died, you came back, you trained for like 2 minutes, and now you're like Super Saiyan Gold level or Super Saiyan God level.
Yeah. I'm thinking the same thing. Son, Dodoria, son.
Yeah, man, get the fuck out of here.
Who do we have here? Prototype keeps popping up. Sage Surge, aka Dana, says Shao Kahn. You know what? I'll take that because Shao Kahn is cool. He looks cool, but I hate that motherfucker, man.
He's like, you will die,
pathetic fool. You know,
I have come for your soul.
I win.
Yeah, because he was the voice of he's the voice, you know, the voiceover.
Yeah,
I always thought that was a fun thing.
Yeah.
That it's like the voice that you always hear. You know, round one. It's literally Shao Kahn doing it.
So yeah, he always said, "I win.
I win."
Yeah, round one, fight.
But wait a minute, when you knock him out, they didn't. When you knock him out, that you don't.
I don't think they say anything.
Yeah, he's just like,
yeah, he doesn't say finish because he's already on the ground, you know. That shit is crazy. Yeah, Shao Kahn's that's a good answer.
Can you finish Shao Kahn?
That's a good question. Can you finish him?
I don't think you can finish Shao Kahn.
No.
I think when you hit him,
finish me.
Finish me.
No, you can't. You can't finish him. You can't finish. I mean, you can finish Goro, right? In the first game, could you finish Goro?
Could you? I don't know.
I think you can finish. Well, I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, you can.
Like, I don't.
He was the final boss, wasn't he?
He wasn't.
Yeah,
He was
no,
the second one. Because Shang Tsung, I don't think you could kill him. Or could you?
It's the same thing that happens to Shao Kahn when you punch the last punch. It shows all this shit to happen.
Yeah.
It's like
you can finish Goro either. All right, there you go. You weak, pathetic fool. All right, moving on. Johnny W. Uppercut. And as usual, he gives us a little bit of a greeting. He goes, "What's up, fellas? Hope all is well with you and your loved ones. Thank you for asking." So,
Likewise.
I appreciate that.
What's up?
This one's a fun one. What John Carpenter film do you guys think could be made into a good 2-season TV show? For me, it would be the movie They Live. All right, so a John Carpenter movie that could actually be a good TV series.
I mean, you could.
Ghost of Mars.
I would say Escape from New York.
I would just make up Snake Plissken series.
Yeah, you could just and it's funny because there was a Snake Plissken like
comic, right?
It was a
comic
and an anime that was going to be made.
Yeah, I think that I would watch
the
that.
The comic is still around.
Yeah, but it's not really still around.
And they still have the movie coming with his son, with Kurt Russell's son.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
The remake. Yeah.
The remake is going to be Kurt Russell's son, who looks like literally like a clone of Kurt Russell. Like he just looks like a more blonder Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
He's playing the U.S. agent in the new Captain America and the Falcon show.
Is he?
Yeah, he's going to be U.S. agent in that.
And it got postponed.
Yeah, because they got to film it somewhere. Everything's postponed.
But yeah, that's my answer. Not Escape from New York. It's like what's his face? Snake
Plissken.
Yeah, because he could be anywhere. You know.
Yeah, you can tell a whole bunch of stories with him. Like
Yeah.
This is how it was when I was young.
But remember, it was only the Bronx. Well, it was only New York that got closed off into a prison, unless they decided to do another one like they did with the Escape from L.A. when they broke off L.A. Remember, that was fucking horrible.
There was another one that they were. There was another prison that they said he escaped from before that. I think it was like Atlanta or something like that. So there was another crazy prison. That's why they always kept on saying, "Oh, I thought you were dead." He literally escaped from this other thing, and you could tell all kinds of funky stories in that world. Develop the world a little bit more, you know. Call me Snake.
All right. Anything else? Any other John Carpenter movies that you think could be good TV shows?
What was it? The Sutter Kane one. Fuck. What the fuck was that movie? In the Mountains of Madness.
Oh, I thought
The Mouth of Madness, or In the Mind of Madness.
In the mountain.
Mountains of Madness. That's
That's H.P. Lovecraft adaptation.
Yeah,
Right?
Lovecraft,
The movie is a play on that. In the Mouth of Madness.
Is that Sam Neill played the?
It's Sam Neill's movie, but like that movie, like literally has all these other crazy things that leads to, like why that town went nutty.
I heard that Del Toro was gonna do like a show or something like that with that.
He was going to do At the Mountains of Madness, which is
He's going to do
H.P. Lovecraft.
at the Mountains of Mountains. Yeah, man.
Okay.
This is In the Mouth of Madness, which is essentially it's a very Lovecraftian sort of story. It's just kind of paying homage to it, though.
I'm trying to think what else. Oh, you know what? What else might make a good TV show? Vampires.
Yeah, vampires.
Oh shit, yeah.
You can make it good because that movie was not very good.
Oh man. All right. Anybody else? All right. Next question then. Have any of you guys watched season 3 of Castlevania on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't yet.
I've seen it.
Why? It's something terrible.
I mean, if you guys are looking for a small review, I personally thought it was a little slow. For me, I just felt like it's just missing something that the original two were, and it kind of dragged a bit until maybe 2 episodes in the beginning and then maybe 2 toward the end. I would say that's when it started to catch up. There's only 10 episodes, but still, it just kind of dragged a little bit to me.
All right, you're the only one of us here has watched it then, huh?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've only seen the first season. I haven't gotten the last 2 yet.
Yeah, that's all I've seen. I was good, by the way, that first season.
The first season, short but sweet. Second one's cool too, and it's just more stuff. They're full blown adding a bunch of new characters to it. Like there's these whole court of vampire women that they added to it, and there's a couple other characters like some of the people from the town and all these other things that they're kind of dealing with are all sort of new characters.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I personally was kind of like, they killed Castlevania. Why don't you just skip to Alucard's thing now? Why are we spending time with Trevor and what's her face?
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. They killed Castlevania.
I want to see Rhonda LeBlood. Come on.
Oh man. All right, let's move on here to Christina, who asks us, first question is interesting. Why do I think of Master Shake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force when I think of spring rolls? I think it's because of the shape, right? Spring rolls are kind of like...
Yeah, he's kind of a tube.
Yeah, he's kind of tubey and stuff, and Master Shake is kind of tubey, so maybe that's why. And,
yeah, you can have a shake while you're eating spring rolls.
Master Shake!
Damn, that's not a bad idea right now, bro.
Shit, I'm fucking hungry right now, man.
Yeah, for this question, I was looking up some pictures of spring rolls. I'm like, fuck, But maybe I shouldn't be eating them because they're from a certain part of the world where the... Hey, I love spring rolls, man. I'm just saying, they're good. But maybe that's why, because they're both like, but there's no straws on top of spring rolls.
Yeah, you don't suck the creamy center of a spring roll out with a straw.
Although that might be an idea, right?
You just put like puree or whatever inside the middle of there, like.
I don't know if I want that now that I think about it. Puree.
I know, but you think about because a spring roll has like all kinds of stuff. It's got like those little like vegetables and like meat and all kinds of other funky stuff in it. So I don't know, like you can't suck that up in a straw.
Yeah. Dude, remember that one time? I think you were there. Yeah, you were there when me, you, and Rahat, and Mark, we went to this like Chinese place and stuff on Main Street, and I was eating a spring roll. And remember, for you guys who don't know, I'm allergic to shrimp. I bit this shit that was shrimp in it for the whole thing. I was freaking the fuck out, you know. But I think I may not be allergic to them anymore. But I'm not testing that shit.
Well, no, I mean, here's the thing: like the amount of shrimp that's in a spring roll is nowhere near.
Yeah.
It's like maybe like one shrimp per.
And I didn't eat the whole spring roll. I just took one bite. I'm like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, like sometimes you got to ask about that stuff, especially if you have like a, you know, the shellfish allergy.
Yeah, I remember when I went to Boston. The last time I was in Boston for PAX and stuff, I told because it's Boston. Every fucking restaurant seafood. You know, so
well, that's if you go to a seafood restaurant.
They were all fucking, you know. So basically, I go there and I specifically ask for like, you know, a hamburger. I'm like, yo, make sure there's no shrimp near that shit. I had the manager personally deliver this shit to me to assure me there was no shrimp in it.
No, they wouldn't have they don't put the shrimp next to the thing.
Well, no, I think they cook them. I don't know, but they you know, they were like, oh, you know, thanks for telling us. They were very appreciative of me telling them that shit.
At least they were cool about it. They're not like some places, wow, you know, they just keep it going.
Like, fuck that. All right, next question. Now, here's the thing. This question is kind of funny on the surface, but it's actually kind of like interesting. Okay, which kind of bananas weigh more, green or yellow bananas?
Kind of.
You know what?
I would think the green ones would weigh.
No, I was
more.
Gonna say they're larger, right?
Yeah,
like the ones you make Platanos out of, like you slice it.
Here's the thing. Okay,
aren't they larger?
No, here's the thing, right? I think she's talking about because if you go to a store, they sell green bananas. Dominicans call them guineitos, right? They're the same size of a regular banana, right? But if you cook, they're cooking. You can't just eat them. You got to cook them. But they're smaller and they're softer than platanos. You know, so obviously a plátano weighs more than a fucking banana, but like a guineito and a banana, which weighs more? You know what? Here's the thing. I'm actually gonna say, and I'm just going off conjecture, personal experience. I'm gonna say a banana weighs more. Bananas are bigger than a guineitos.
What's she talking about? Guineitos?
I'm gonna assume again when you go to the thing, they say bananas on them. Right?
Yeah,
but they're guineitos. You know, that's what they don't say guineitos on them at all. That's just what Dominicans call them. And you can't just eat these things, but they call them bananas, which is weird. You know,
that's true. You're right because I was thinking of plantains. So.
Yeah, no. They're platano or plantains are very clearly marked as plantains, but these are always labeled as bananas. But you can't eat them. You got to cook them.
Yeah, got to cook them. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a regular banana because regular bananas tend to be a little bit bigger. You know. Mm-hmm. They're good too. By the way, the guineitos are what I eat when I don't eat plátanos because they kind of give you the same thing, but they're easier to eat. They're easier to chew. You know, some Dominican shit. And you Puerto Ricans have this same shit too. You know.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. We eat the same shit. We may call it some different. It's all the same shit.
All like all most of South America, with the exception of Mexico and a couple other ones, they all eat the same things. If you get shit from Argentina, you're gonna get the same shit.
Yeah. Oh, they call them amarillos. Is that you mean maduros? Those are different ones altogether. Those are plátanos that become yellow. You know, but you got to cook those too, though. But they are sweet. You know. Dana by the way, Dana says that we sound like we've never eaten spring roll before. The thing is, like, I mostly have experience with like egg rolls. That's the shit I eat. You know,
egg rolls. Yeah. I mostly eat. I mostly eat egg rolls more than spring rolls.
Spring rolls that I don't eat.
Those little tiny ones.
Yeah, they're like egg rolls are thicker. You know, you want that. The guys are saying, Tony's correct. Yeah, that's what you got. Maduros. You know, that's what we call them, but it's all the same shit. We all have the same.
I mean, meals. It's funny. Like the sweet plátanos. They fucking weird me out, man.
I actually had some the other day, but I could only have them once in a while. I have to be in a very specific mood because they're very sweet. You know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. It throws me like I can. Yeah, I can't. It just weirds me out. Sometimes.
Yeah, I have to be in a very specific mood to eat them, and they also have to be a specific type of ripeness. You know, like basically, I like them when they're almost the consistency of lava, like just melted and shit. Because there's some that are harder, you know.
Well, that's how. I mean, that's kind of. Well, then again, that's the way I've always remember it being.
Yeah, no, there are other ones that are a little bit more firmer and stuff. They kind of look like normal plátanos, but they just taste sweet, you know. By the way, Puerto Ricans, they say tostones for fried plátanos. We just call them plátano frito verde. That's what we call them. But again, it's the same fucking meal, you know.
If anything, I mean, I've always called it. We've always called it in our house. We've always called them plátanos.
Yeah,
no matter
plátanos.
which one it was.
And then my favorite is okay, because for you guys who don't know, right, when we cook our rice, we always put oil in the rice, right, and the bottom of the rice always sticks to the bottom of the pan, and you take that out, and that rice is fucking amazing. By the way, that's actually like the base ingredients for Spanish rice. The base ingredients. So you can obviously add more. The base ingredients are water, salt, and oil. That's the base. So even if you eat the white rice, fucking incredible, you know. So anyway, so Puerto Ricans call it pegao, right? Now the word pega is a real word. You know, it means it's stuck, right? You know, what do Dominicans call it? We call it con con. That's not a real word. You know what con con is? The sound the spoon makes when it's hitting the fucking shit, the pan.
And in Thai they have, remember, sticky rice.
Yeah, that shit is fucking amazing. I'll have a whole bowl of fucking con con if I could. You know, I like that shit better than the rice. But yeah, like Puerto Ricans, they use an actual word, just change the actual word around. What do? We use the fucking sound it makes. You know, because I was like, what the fuck is con con? What does that mean? It's like con 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 con. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, there you go. It's hilarious, man. All right, and the last question from Christina is, I'm so glad she asked us. By the way, I'm going to chastise you fans right now. I'm going to chastise you guys. 275 episodes, no one's ever asked us this question before. I'm very surprised.
What?
Man. Can you tell us the story behind Throwdown's intro songs? No one's ever asked us that.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You know, and Brett, I need you to kind of come in on this because it was Rachel that found Mr. Sean Daly, right?
Yep, that is.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, can you tell us, you know, your side of the story? How did she find this guy?
She basically.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about that forbidden song that we can't talk about?
No,
that we're not talking about.
That song. No.
Right, fucking me up right now. No, we're talking about the song we use nowadays. Anyway, so yeah, how did Rachel meet Sean Murray? How did she come across him?
So Sean
Daly. Yeah, not Sean Murphy. He's the artist. Yeah. Anyway.
Basically, she met him through Twitter. In an effort to like she kind of made friends with him because he was doing a lot of the same stuff that I was trying to do in comic book stuff, or just general art, freelancing and stuff like that. And she's like, you guys would totally get along, like you doing kind of the same stuff. And so she started talking to him through Facebook or through Twitter, and found out that he did like some musical stuff, and asked for samples. And basically, she's like, "This is really good." And then took it to Tony and.
Actually,
I wasn't involved at this point.
No,
that was me.
No, it was Manny. That's right. And that was just kind of Rachel's MO. Like, she would just catch an idea and run with it.
No, Rachel was really like good with like that stuff, especially when we were trying to essentially kind of regrouping after Tony had left the show, and just kind of revamping it a little bit. With us having the. Doing the music and all that stuff. It's funny. The first episode of the Throwdown that I host actually doesn't have that song. It actually comes in the next episode. The first song that we actually used was actually one of Adam's songs from his album.
Yeah, a little bit of tribute there. Also, by the way,
that's it. And I did a bunch of versions. And
yeah. Also, a fun thing: if you guys listen to the MP3 version, the disclaimer, the girl you hear, that's Rachel too.
Yeah, it will always be Rachel until the end.
That ain't changing. That ain't changing. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was really cool. I mean, like again, Rachel was just instrumental in kind of pulling that all together. She found and what I did was when we originally did it was I kind of gave a couple of different things that I sort of liked and from different songs, and he kind of just did a sort of interesting amalgam of those things, and then kind of did his own thing, which was great. I love working with artists like that, where you kind of give somebody, the general direction, and they kind of just go wild and do their thing with
So
it.
What did you give him for inspiration?
Obviously the Metal Gear 2 theme song, because I always liked how on Chip's Tune songs where it starts off one way and then it kind of goes off into another one. Same thing with Mega Man 3. and then a few other ones that kind of had that sort of thing where they kind of start off, then they start to go, they go all in another direction, and that's kind of where he did. And I told him like I wanted to have something a little more energy, and then when we started doing the show. Like originally, I think we used to play the whole damn thing before the whole show started, and then we kind of did like a truncated version when Tony kind of came in.
Yeah, and then what happened after that? Because for this is some deep Throwdown history, right? Mm-hmm. So when we did the original version of the show on STFU and Play, like I left around episode 65 because I had to go, I got a job, I got hired for Dual Shockers, and I couldn't be on that site and write for Dual Shockers at the same time. That's kind of their policy at the time. So the funny thing is, again, going back, when I, hosted Throwdown, I was heavily inspired by the Dual Shockers podcast. It was called the Shockcast, right? And then when I went over there, they were like, hey, you want to do the Shockcast? Because they hadn't done it in like months and shit. They're very inconsistent about it. So I'm like, I'll host the shit, sure. So then I styled the Shockcast. Well, I still kept the basic Shockcast formula. I threw in some Throwdown shit. But the first thing order business I did, I was like, let me talk to Sean Daly. I need a new intro song, So I did an intro song for that. And for that, I was easy. I was just like, yo, I want this shit to sound like Mega Man and Metal, Mm-hmm. So he gave me that intro song. I wish I still had the damn song because now that the show doesn't exist anymore. It's just been kind of there. But, and I'll get to this later. You can listen to all these songs at Sean Daly's SoundCloud, which we always have linked down there, guys.
Yep, you can listen to all the full version. Well, for those of you in the MP3 one, you actually get to hear the full version of the Throwdown theme. But you can hear our stuff on there, and you can also hear all the other really cool things that he's done. Yeah,
so that happened, and then when I left Dual Shockers and I came back to Throwdown when we restarted this at episode 1, we kept the intro song that Mania and Rachel got, but we were like, hey, we got to do I think it was Brett that came up with the idea for Throwdown Your Questions, like, hey, split the fucking shit into 2, So mm-hmm. I was like, okay, we did a new song. So I hit up Sean again. I'm like, hey, can we do a song? I want it to be in the style of Throwdown, but just a little different. That's all I gave him, because, mm-hmm. I'm kind of like you guys. Like with artists, I just want to give them the minimal thing and let them run off, Mm-hmm. So he gave us it was a little bit more of a chilled out type of version of the song, which I really enjoy, So we use that for both the intro and the outro. And then for the MP3 version, this is the shit you guys hear right now. Not the MP3, the visual version that you guys see every single week and stuff. We play a little bit of song, but I wanted a super short version of it, 10 seconds, right? So I hit up Sean again. I was like, yo, Sean, can you do some songs for us? And I was like, how much do you want to charge? He's like, yo, Tony, since you guys have been so great to me, you've been awesome, for free. He gave us the shit for free. How awesome is that? You know? He was like, you guys have been really good to me and stuff. He's a sweet guy, Canadian too, so he's very Canadian polite,
Yeah, but the only difference that you'll notice that on the MP3 version of the song,
that's the full one, yeah.
It has the throwdown.
That
I don't know exactly. Like when we were doing the edit for this version,
where did that come from?
That's a pure Rachel thing, and I don't know how she did it. Like, I don't know if it was a separate sample or something like that. All I know is that she goes, you know what? I think this needs to have something. I'm like, you know what? You're right. And so we talked about it. We're like, just like back and forth. We're like, maybe it needs to come in like right over here. And then she's like, okay, how does this sound? Like, how does this sound? I'm like, that one. So there's an alternate version of the thing, which I don't know where it is now. It might still be on our
yeah, it's probably there.
Our things there, but yeah, there's versions of it. There's alternate versions of the song that we did.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. By the way, another fun thing, Rachel taught me everything I know about audio editing. Like, you guys who listen to us all the time, all that shit I do with the fade-ins and the cuts and truncation, Rachel taught me all that shit, so that's her. So it's kind of cool, like, she's no longer with us and stuff, but every single episode, she has she touches it, whether it be with the disclaimer or just the shit I edit, which is really fucking cool.
She was also, like, when we did the show, like, she was always the one, like, really trying to push to make things, change up things, and also tossing like things out, like things that she wanted to talk about, add to the show and stuff like that. It was, it was a real big help because I'm as I can be a little bit scatterbrained, and it's always good to have somebody who has like a solid, like, all right, we're gonna need to do this. I mean, she just was right there, and you know, I miss her.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, she, you know, if you guys listen to those old ass shows, and even some of the new ones, right, the current version, she always, because she was the main editor of the show, right, the MP3 version, she would add in shit, sound effects and stuff. That was how, like, I would listen to the show again because I'm like, what is she gonna throw in there this time? There'll always be some fucking crazy shit, you know? It's hilarious, man. Yeah, shout out to Rachel, man. All right, moving on here. Go ahead, Adam.
Because then I was going to say the ones that I did made it seem like we were on a train.
Oh, really?
And everyone was talking on the train in the background, and then the doors open, and then you would hear the announcer, and then we had the music playing and stuff, and tried to give it that vibe.
Yeah, if you guys, you know, if you go to SoundCloud, you go to the, I'm talking about the first thing that's there. You can hear Adams' song there, you know?
Yep, that's that one.
That was another one, too.
That was Enter, what was it?
That was Gray Zone. It was,
I think it did Gray, I think it started with Gray Zone, and then I think it was Enter the Void was the outro. I know I played two. Yeah, I know it was like that one.
Yeah.
And I also did another one for WrestleCast. I did the WrestleCast one that's there.
Yeah, and we're talking about volume 1 of Throwdown. Like, that's how deep it is, you know?
It's funny because that's not even volume 1 of Throwdown. That's literally like
yeah, it's not. It's really volume 2, kind of, you know?
It's volume 2 because, like the first batch of Throwdown episodes, those things are lost forever in the annals of time.
I have them in my computer, so they're not all completely lost. So that's good.
Okay. But yeah, all those old episodes, those ones didn't. I don't think those didn't have any intro, and
they didn't.
We just kind of did cold openings and stuff like that.
Yeah, if we're talking about the prehistoric Throwdown, as I'm now calling them, we actually ended up. What I did, I just threw like songs from movies and comics and or you know shit like that. You know, like I would have Transformers on. This was before copyright infringement and shit. You know, you can get away with that stuff.
Yeah. But then again, we were also not on YouTube or anything like that.
No. This was before that. Ancient times, man.
Part of also why essentially why Throwdown is even on SoundCloud. That's also Rachel. Because,
that was her.
Because we were what was happening was that we were running into things where it's like we couldn't. The future of the show, like keeping files of the show.
Because we were on Libsyn before that.
We were on
the Warzone. We were tied with the Warzone back then. Yeah,
and that's part of the reason why a lot of that stuff is not really openly available anymore because he dropped all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things where we knew that STFU and Play was going to be closing down soon. So Rachel's like, hey, how about we go to SoundCloud? And we'll just pay a little bit of money and just keep the log of the show. People want to go back and listen to old episodes, and we have everything on there.
Yep.
We have like episodes. I mean, in fact, I think even when we were still doing spoiler alert, a lot of the older spoiler alerts are actually on there.
Anime's on there.
Anime's on there, and then also the Game of Thrones and the Walking Dead podcasts are all on there too.
All that shit is there, which is really awesome. All right, so check out our SoundCloud and check out Sean Daly at SoundCloud too, All right, moving on here. We're finally going to answer this question. Fox Pixar Media. He keeps asking us this question all the time during the wrong shows. All right, so he goes, has anyone watched Airplane and Airplane 2, the sequel? If so, what are some home video releases since it's 40th anniversary? Since it's a 40th anniversary Airplane, I guess he wants us to talk about the video releases of Airplane. Mm-hmm.
Have we seen it?
Okay, I've seen both those movies.
Obviously, we've seen the movies.
I've seen both those
classics.
Movies,
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah. I am serious, Brett. Don't call me Shirley. My mama didn't raise no fool. Remember the
you know what has really hit the fan?
Oh, the jive talk.
I speak jive talk.
I love that shit.
That ain't no my brother.
You're right. By the way, I just realized I don't think I can make the coffee joke anymore on air, right? We can't do that anymore. I take my coffee black. And, you know how it
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, I like the first one a lot more than I like the second one.
Second one got a little too weird. They were in space.
Oh, they went in space, man.
Yeah, they went in space. But I have to say, William Shatner in there is pretty awesome.
Yeah, he is.
He hammed it up.
He's just so delusionally hammy in that.
But yeah, but to answer his question about home releases, I don't know,
Was there any changes done
I have
to them?
no idea.
I don't know anything. I mean, granted, like I've seen Airplane and Airplane 2, but I've never actually owned them.
Yo, I'll be honest. The only time I've seen Airplane, and this is probably bad because I know they've been censored, was on WPIX. That's the only time I've seen them.
They always used to show it on there. Like
Yeah.
they always show Airplane and Airplane 2 back to back.
I know the
back to
creators
back.
of the original, the Abrams brothers. They hate the second movie. The Zucker brothers. They hate the second movie. They didn't work on it.
It is a sort of retread of what they did on the first one, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. Now this time it's the spaceship that's in trouble. You know.
Yeah, this time it's a spaceship in trouble and all that stuff. But you know, those guys are all. I mean, I can't say too much about their modern films, but a lot of their old stuff.
The Zucker brothers were fucking amazing back in the day, man.
The Naked Gun films and Police Squad and stuff like that. That was all fun stuff.
Classic. You can't film those movies anymore. You know, the shit they got away with that. Remember that the scene where like everybody in the plane was slapping this one woman? Imagine trying to get away with that nowadays.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was hysterical. You know, it's funny. I think I posted something about this in our little chat room about essentially how that movie is a remake of an older film. I forgot the name of it. It's not it's not. Back when that movie came out, there was actually a lot of disaster films coming out, like Earthquake and all that stuff, and I think it was called Airport, or was it called Airline? Was one of the big famous ones. But there's an older film which is literally beat for beat the same exact movie from the 1950s.
So what is Airplane like that? Like the Weird Al Yankovic version of that, or something?
Yes, it's a weird sort of remake of this one specific movie. Every single thing that happens in this movie happens in Airplane and vice versa. So you know the everybody gets sick off of fish on the plane. That there's a doctor who essentially diagnoses everyone. There's an old World War II pilot that's there that that's reluctant to fly again because he's got all this anxiety or PTSD from from the
Does he have a drinking problem where he throws the drink on his face?
Yes.
There's a lot of those beats that are in there, which is pretty awesome.
That's funny, man. All right, moving on here. Black Metal Gamer. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Actually, not controversial. It's a fun one. What are your favorite pizza toppings? And then he goes, we all know Tony's favorite is pineapple. Fuck you.
Oh, he's not from New York, is he?
No, he's not from California. They don't know good pizza out there, so
Oh yeah, I don't know what it is.
Listen, I'll keep it simple, man. Pepperoni, man. That's my go-to.
Pepperoni and mushroom. Pepperoni mushroom.
He's always been a weirdo and liked mushroom. I've learned to deal with his weirdity.
I'll put mushrooms on Frosted Flakes. I don't give oatmeal. I don't give a shit. Two things I always put on everything. I put oatmeal and adobo. Oatmeal and adobo and fucking ice cream.
I can understand the adobo, but oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Because I want everything.
This dude used to have cereal with milk because he's lactose.
Lactose, yeah.
Who is
that shit crunchy?
Adam, yeah, he's lactose intolerant. He used to eat cereal with water.
It's bad. Or just eat it just crunchy. Just leave it.
Eat it dry.
Damn. Just eat it dry. Yeah, exactly. Especially Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops and stuff like that. Apple Jacks.
Yeah,
you put in a little bag.
Yeah. Mine says pepperoni. If I want to get fancy, I may throw sausage on there, but I just go with pepperoni. Actually, most of the time, man, we just get half and half. That's what we get.
You always get a half and half. Like my mom is a big fan of sausage.
Sausage is good. Yeah.
I never liked the sausage, but I deal with it.
I like sausage, but it's not. I don't know.
Phrasing.
Yeah, By the way, Brett, there's something we would say, but we can't say that anymore. When somebody would say a line like that, no, you know what I'm saying.
I was tempted.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, Brett, since you're talking, what are your favorite pizza toppings?
I go one of two ways. I go classic pepperoni, like you, or pesto sauce with bacon and feta cheese. That shit is delicious.
That does sound pretty damn good. Man, this segment's gonna make me hungry, son.
I'm so hungry.
I just want.
We're talking about we had spring rolls first, and now we're having pizza.
Man, some pepperoni, some sausage, some bacon, green peppers, onions, Fucking, I fuck with mushrooms too. I'm with Adam with that one.
Carl's like, yo, throw everything on there, man.
Chorizo.
Excuse me.
Man, there's no limit except for the pineapple shit.
Yeah,
but,
I know. By the way, that's something we agree on Throwdown, right? No pineapples on pizza.
Nah,
yeah, that's just gross, man.
They don't belong on pizza.
Actually, never.
Yeah. By the way, Brad, I'm gonna quote you. The last time we were asked about this. You said we're not communists here. So yes, no pineapple pizza for us.
Well, like it's like I think it's one thing having pineapple on pizza. It's another thing having pineapple that's fucking warm, which even makes it even grosser. Yeah, that's a fucking word. It's crazy, man.
Goose, you're from New York. You're supposed to be a pizza slob, bro. You know that's how we roll around here.
Yo, man, that's the first thing that you eat. You know when you're.
That's it.
It's your job as a New Yorker to go to other states and tell them their pizza sucks.
You get a pizza and you get a bagel.
And also explain to them the proper way to eat a fucking pizza, not this like.
No, you fold it.
You fold it in the middle. You know what? The proper way, right? You gotta fold it like that from the back and stuff. Get it in there. Make sure all. Man, I'm
so hungry.
Pineapples. Whoever says pineapple, I'm kicking you out of the fucking chat, man.
My girlfriend still eats it like this. Like,
no, why? No, one-handed.
What is this?
Yeah. For you guys who are listening to the show, it's like basically you hold the one end of the piece of one hand, then the base of it with another hand. It's like, what? No. Yeah. You fold the shit.
In other words, like it's like airplanes. Like, hey, look, woo, it's going in. It's flat.
Yeah. Chris, toppings, pizza.
Oh, I'm with you, man. Pepperoni. That's my staple. Once in a while, I'll get green peppers if I'm feeling saucy.
Nice. Saucy.
Oh,
peppers. I love green peppers. Like that, I'll get on two things. If I get like a sausage roll or something, I like it with green peppers in it, or pizza. But most of the time, it's just pepperoni. That I'm fine.
There you go.
Like that's all I need.
Yo, hold on a second. GZDR says Puerto Rock. Shout out to Puerto Rock, by the way. We got to get him. By the way, Puerto Rock is finally back in America, so we can finally get him on the show. Good guy. Nice. He is a mud flinger on Xbox though. Anyway, he says Puerto Rock said that when he was in France, they eat pizza with a knife and fork. It's the French. What do you expect, man? You know.
Yeah, I've seen those people. Like they just fucking. I think it was that. Remember that restaurant that.
The thing about it is like it may have to do with the way their crust is. See?
Maybe. We eat it with the knife and fork because we have French. Americans are so stupid.
If they have a crust that's like squishy and soft like the shit that's in fucking Philly, fuck this place.
Oh shit.
Of course you need a knife and fork because the fucking pizza just like bends downward.
Oh, man,
you can't fold it. You gotta be like you gotta hold it like this.
Oh shit, yo! Dana says, please stop talking about food. I'm hungry and there's no food in the supermarkets here in Manhattan. Yo, by the way, not to sidetrack, like it's weird how different places in New York are affected. Like in my neighborhood, you wouldn't even know this Corona shit was happening. People walking around fine. There's shit in like restaurants are still filled. There's shit in the supermarket. Like plenty of toilet paper. I'm like, it's kind of interesting, like, but then if you go to Flushing Main Street, yo, this is the first time I've ever seen it. The Chinese people are not there. Think about that. It's fucking empty there. It's crazy, Anyway, what pizza, Brian, pizza toppings.
I've been thinking about it, and
by the way, this is the British perspective. This is going to be very interesting.
Some cheeky Nando's and shit.
Cheeky Nando's. I put some crumpets on my pizza.
I want some fish and chips with my pizza.
Why are we asking? Let's stop being assholes, Brian. Answer the question.
Brian's used to it.
Pizza and some tea, Yeah.
Pizza and some tea.
I'm having to split the tea with my pizza.
I'm actually impartial to all the meats. Just I don't know why, but just like if it lives, just kill it and put it on pizza.
Yo, Brian's right though. Any meat, toss that shit on. I'll eat it.
I mean, like all of them at the same time. I have like beef there, pepperoni there, mushrooms. Well, mushrooms are meat. Ham, sausage, anything. Like if it moves, just kill it and put it on the pizza. Pineapple does not.
Not dog though. We don't do dog.
No. We're the Western world. We're the Western world here. We don't. Okay. Or bats.
Oh, bats are.
Hey, that's what started this shit. You know, motherfuckers eating bats, and now we all, Anyway, go on, Brian.
Yeah, all the meats. In terms of veg, I'm not too picky. Jalapenos, some peppers. I'm not a fan of onions though. I'm not a fan of them. So
Yo, shout out to Brian, man. Jalapenos, that's what's up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Oh man, I want to talk some more shit, but I'll keep going. By the way, yes. Who said that in the chat? Whoever said Domino's pizza is not real pizza, yes, that shit. Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars, fuck all that shit.
If you have no other choice, then I go with Domino's. If I have no other choice, but I would. Yeah, that's because they're always open and they deliver.
So Domino's is the best of the worst, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, well, like Chris,
Godfather's pizza is good, but I don't think you have that.
I haven't had.
Which one, Adam?
Godfathers.
Oh, no, I don't know that one.
They're pretty good. Yeah.
So Adam, and Chris, we lived. What was it? We had a Domino's back in Bayside, and then we had a Papa John's. Now, out of those two, which I can't remember which one we preferred more. It was probably Papa John's, right?
I think we ate Domino's more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Papa John's uses I'll use giant air quotes that you can't see, cheese.
It's sugar. There. They put sugar on this shit.
It's something. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't act right.
Bread.
Yo, that's it. We were when you're desperate, you're like any port in a storm. Not fucking Papa John's, man.
It's the here's the thing, like because the pizza VI Pizza used to be was over there. It's still over there. But when that place would close, and because how we get to that point where we're like, oh man, it's like after certain o'clock and we can't order anything. What do we got? Papa John's or Domino's?
Yo, Chris, would you call that sweet bread?
Oh shit! Man,
got that sweet bread.
I don't know.
I do joke.
I just Oh yeah, we also did have a Pizza Hut near us too. We did have a Pizza Hut. That was garbage too.
Yeah.
Oh my
they
god.
Got
Yo, Adam, man, you already know.
I was so disappointed when I felt because especially when it comes to Pizza Huts, right? Like I remember you see those things and you see like they had that really cool salad bar and you had a really cool sit down area. But then when I finally have one, I'm like, wow, this kind of sucks. It's not as cool as we thought it was.
Oh man! All right, moving on. This is more of a specialized question.
Oh.
This is for those who work out. Do you prefer working out at a gym or at home? And what kind of workouts do you do?
I prefer at a gym, but at home I have a treadmill and I have a rowing machine and a medicine ball. And I rotate around those three. But I would love to do a real gym. Because it's more variety.
Forbes, AMA special, baby. For me, I would like to use a gym, but they don't really have a lot of equipment I could use for wheelchair users and stuff. So I just work out at home. I got dumbbells, I got a medicine ball, and I got a resistance band. And I kind of alternate. Like one day I'll work out mostly my arms and shit, and then the next day I'll work on my abs and chest and just alternate those. And then every other day I go on just kind of fastish kind of run around the block and shit just to keep the cardio going. Although unfortunately I haven't been able to work out in a month because all these trips first, and now I'm fucking sick. So it's but other than that, that's pretty much what I do. What about the rest of you guys? Does anybody else here work out?
For me, I work out very lightly, but I do calisthenics. I do push-ups and sit-ups and things like that. I do have weights, but I don't use them nearly as much as I should. And I got that DDP yoga to get all limber.
Yo, man, you got the Wii U bowling too?
I do the DDP yoga. That thing is pretty damn good. It gets you nice and limber, especially during the day.
Yo, man, you do that yoga flame?
No, I do. This is one of the moves, man. Bang! That's one of them. You do the Diamond Dallas Page time, and then you go blah. That's what's
fun.
In there.
Carlos, man, do you work out?
Yeah, I prefer working out at home. because I can do it whenever I want. I don't have to drive anywhere, especially because gyms here are pretty far away from each other. So I have a treadmill and I have a bench and I have a mat to do sit-ups and push-ups and stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool. Brian, do you work out?
Yeah, I prefer to work out at home because fuck the gym, costs way too much, and it's full of idiots and morons. So I'm good.
And fuck boys.
Yeah. What equipment do you use?
I'm like Manny. I do calisthenics because again, I feel like the best thing is just use your body weight because why the hell not? So
Yep.
depends how I'm feeling. I don't really target any groups like that. Well, sorry, I don't have a routine. I just tend to do whatever I'm feeling like, but I always try to like rotate. So arms, backs, shoulders, legs, that type of stuff. Also, I try and go for like runs like twice a week, but with things the way they are, it's not going to be possible anymore. So yeah, I do try that. No weights, no anything. Again, just try to do it as natural as possible in terms of just me, the world, and that's it. So the cheap way, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, it works, man. Chris, you do anything?
Yeah, there's a gym close to me, and I go there and just use. They have a track, and they have treadmills, elliptical machines, and they have some free weights. I just use their equipment. They have a few cable machines, but it's small. They only have limited like pull downs, and I mostly use the free weight barbells and dumbbells if I have to do curls and stuff. And they have mats you could do push-ups and stuff. As I like to go there, get out of the house. I used to have a kettlebell, but I don't have it anymore. When we moved, I had to get rid of it because it was just too much to carry around.
Yeah. All right. Brett, you work out?
I prefer generally being active more than working out. I do have physical therapy that I do for my back, and I definitely prefer to do that in private because anybody who sees me do it goes, "Aw," and really makes me mad. But dude, it's physical therapy. Like, I know you just look like you're in pain. Yeah, it's physical therapy.
It's supposed to hurt. You know?
Shit.
All right, cool. By the way, I'm proud of all of us. We all work out some way, somehow. You know, somebody who the fuck said that in China? I'm waiting for that one guy who says he doesn't work out. We all do, man. Gotta stay in shape, baby.
I mean, you gotta at least like be active. Like,
yeah.
man, get on a bike or something. Like, bicycle's one of my favorite things, man.
Yeah, for sure. Glorious War says you want to keep your muscle density and bone density up when you're over 30. Yeah, man. You know, especially important when you get older. All right, Black Metal Gamer. Oh, this is a fun one. What are some of your favorite all-time album covers? Can I just say everything by Iron Maiden? Basically?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, shit. Iron Maiden is the best.
That.
You know, that's pretty much it. Like, especially the 80s era. Everything, even their EPs, all that shit was awesome.
Mm-hmm. The Power Slave album.
But if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Somewhere in Time, because there's just so many Easter eggs in that shit. You know, not only references to the songs in the album, but like movies and all that. You know, very Blade Runner inspired.
What was the one from Tool, Anima, with the
guy
hologram?
It was a hologram.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the gimmick albums. That's kind of fun though when they do that.
Yeah,
Rob Zombie's first solo album, the Hellbilly Deluxe.
Hellbilly Deluxe, the painted cover by the horror, the guy that used to do horror covers. Yeah,
and that's when he started doing the whole zombie actual makeup and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
I also like I Cert the Dark Saga because Spawn's on it.
Yeah, and drawn by Greg Capullo and inked by Todd McFarlane. Yeah,
that was cool.
Sending from heaven.
Yeah. Like, I could go on and on with metal covers, man. Those are the best, you know. Carlos, favorite album covers. Oh, he's muted.
It's Sgt. Pepper. Yeah. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Hey, there he is. He's unmuted now. Carlos? Yeah, there you go.
I like the Beatles Revolver. It's a pretty artistic one. I think it's the most artistic out of all the Beatles covers. Sgt. Pepper's an easy one because it's like probably the most iconic. That and Abbey Road. And ironically, the three most iconic covers are Abbey Road, Sgt. Pepper's, and the White Album. Just because the White Album doesn't have anything other than just
Beatles.
Beatles, yeah. Other than that, Zeppelin 4 is pretty good. The Who's Tommy I like. Actually, there's a lot. Dark Side of the Moon is another super popular one.
You know what was cool? When Smashing
Animals.
Pumpkins.
Rapping at him?
When Smashing Pumpkins recently. All right, so remember Smashing Pumpkins did Siamese Dream, and they had the two little girls on the front. And when Smashing Pumpkins came back, they found those two girls again, grown up, and put them on the cover. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think somebody did that. They didn't replicate, but they found the kid from Nevermind, from Nirvana.
Oh, the baby?
Yeah, the baby. He's not a baby anymore. He's a fucking man.
He was like 24 years old now.
No, he's 30. He's 30.
He's 30 now? Yeah.
But that baby could have been anybody, so it doesn't even matter. You could say you were that baby.
That's true. That's true.
Well, no, you couldn't have said that you were that baby.
You know, because I was 11 at that time, so it couldn't be me, you know. Okay, me, Chris, and Manny already went. Brian.
I don't think I do have any favorite ones. Because again, I don't really look at album covers as much as you guys, by the sounds of it. So
I'll throw in a couple more. Then.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I like the Rust in Peace cover.
Oh, damn, I was just about to say that. With Vic in the middle, he's holding like
with the alien, like
the
he's
alien
on the canister and the Men in Black behind him.
Yeah, but it wasn't Men in Black. You saw who was it? Mikhail Gorbachev.
It's just world leaders. Yeah, world leaders.
That was a great album cover. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite Iron Maiden cover was probably Power Slave. Just like the Egyptian theme on it.
That's a good one.
That was good. And a simple cover I liked because it was just so ridiculous was Pantera. Was it Vulgar Display of Power? The guy's just getting punched in the face. That's it. Just a shot of this dude getting punched in the face.
That dude got paid, I think it was like $20 per punch, and they punched the shit out of him. You know, until they got it right. You know, that's a good album cover, man, because you see this guy's getting just fucking beat, you know? Yeah, by the way, you know, before I go to Brett, remember back in this is going to make it sound old as fuck, man, but like that's what we used to do, right? We
punch each other in the face.
Besides punch each other, you used to hang out, listen to album, and have the album with you and shit. You know, look at the art, read the shit inside, go with the lyrics.
Read the liner notes.
You know, yeah, man, that was awesome. Like in most of my case, it was CDs and shit because obviously the guys before us that would have the big vinyls and stuff. That's where it looked gorgeous, you know, like these big spreads and shit. But it was always fun, like, you know, and that's my thing because, you know, there's a lot of people that just listen to like single songs, which is fine. I need to go on the experience. You know, I need the full album experience, like from beginning to end. Even if a song's in the middle I don't like, I don't skip them. Like I gotta go through the whole journey, you know. But it is kind of fun skipping around sometimes. Like if Spotify does an uncanny job of picking the right songs, you know. But I kind of miss those days. But you know, what are you gonna do? Brett, what are some of your favorite album covers?
You know, I'm kind of like Brian. I'm pulling a lot of disappointing blankage here. I listened to a lot of punk rock albums, which were just not that impressive on the album covers, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I just imagine a bunch of crudely
used to like
drawn
Green Day. They had a couple of pretty good covers. At least there are a lot of some of their early albums.
Come on, the Misfits. The Misfits had some really cool covers.
I wasn't a big Misfits fan.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that.
What about
the Dead Kennedys? Dead Kennedys had a
London
lot.
Calling, where he's like slamming the guitar into the floor. That's a pretty good cover.
I liked one of my favorite covers actually is I got like the Less Than Jake cover of the dude jumping in the pool. There's a Real Big Fish album called Cheer Up that has an angry clown grabbing a guy by the lapels, threatening him and like screaming and pointing in his face, cheer up. And it's all done this like 70s pop art style. It's probably one of my favorites.
Nice. All right.
What about
go ahead.
Adam? What about the Aphex Twin albums?
Oh, the Come To Daddy, yeah. That's a good one, yeah, with the little kid's face and his face on little kids. That shit was fucking creepy.
Oh man. All right, let's move on because we still got a ton of questions. All right, this is from Roman Ronan, man. All right.
Yo.
So his first question is, do you think big events / conferences / conventions across all industries that were canceled this year will see better than expected attendance numbers next year? That's a great fucking question. Like, when shit opens up again, do you think people are just going to flood to these things?
No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a slow trickle.
I think it's going to be a fear still.
Oh yeah, initially for sure. You know, I think I think it's gonna be a slow trickle. People slowly getting back into the swing of things. But the thing is, he's kind of supposing that it's gonna be next year. Is that how long do you think it's gonna take? Because I figured by the summer this shit will blow over. But who knows? You know,
who knows?
See, that's the thing. Like they're saying, there's like, I mean, if things are being canceled out all the way up to July, you know, I mean, but again, I think a lot of them are just waiting to see what's going to happen depending on, you know, what, you know, they say, you know, as far as this goes. I mean, is 2 weeks of closing down schools and everything enough? You know, that's a big question. Yeah,
they'll wait and see. They see how the situation has changed. Same thing with a lot of leagues. The only league that really canceled is NBA. All the other ones are just suspended.
Yeah, suspended. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the NBA is not canceled.
They said it was canceled.
No, it's suspended.
Yeah, they're suspended. It's just like they're leaving it open. So whenever, but does that mean that that'll mean that like their whole schedule is going to be fucked up, man?
Oh yeah, everything's
like I mean, the freaking hockey season's all screwed up too. If they decide to do it.
You know what? Hey Dana, since you're in the chat, you know, as much as you can answer, because I know you have embargoes and stuff. Have you seen any of your appointments be canceled? Because I noticed all my gaming appointments in the city kind of just stopped. So I'm wondering if, you know, because, you know, she does a lot of work with...
Oh, she did. A lot have.
Yeah, bam. I could imagine.
A lot have. She's doing telling us.
I mean, and I know Dana does a lot of films and stuff, so that means that they're probably canceling a bunch of the film critics to come in and look at a few films too.
Yeah, so she'll answer, but yeah, like I'm.
Yeah, but she told us. She told me that a lot of them got canceled, and a lot of them she just doesn't want to attend.
I don't blame her. You know, like again, you know, I forgot who I was talking to about that. It was my man Jeffrey, right? I was telling him I'm not personally worried about getting the coronavirus, but I'm also not going to be stupid and put myself in a situation where I could get it. You know what I'm saying? Like we were supposed to go hang out at a barcade over the weekend. We're like, nah, fuck that. You know, got to. You know, it's better to be on the side of caution. You know.
Risk it, man.
Because
like I said, I'm not worried about it. You know, listen, let's just be honest. If I get the shit, I'll be fine. You know, but I'm not going to be stupid either. You know.
I mean, there's a 99% chance that you can get it and
not even know it.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
So and then also the fact that you can, even if you don't show any sort of symptoms, you can still be a carrier. And you know, bring it to somebody else.
That's my biggest worry. Like again, I'm not really worried for myself. I just don't want to spread it to other people that could be, you know, like harmed by it, you know. So got to be careful there. Dana says that they canceled everything, but they're giving out screening links. That's good. You know.
Oh, yeah, screeners. Yeah, they're giving out everything.
You know. Cancel NYCC. Barry, you crazy. Then you finally wouldn't attend, right? Every year, Barry says the same shit. Oh, I'm not going to Comic-Con. Fuck Comic-Con.
I'm not
going. Every year he's there. Every year.
I'll do it in his voice. I'm never going back there ever again, Jill.
she says all her interviews are through a phone. Okay, at least you haven't lost your, you know, like any opportunity. So that's good. A good thing they're being smart about it. But yeah, again, because we don't fucking know yet, you know. Anyway. Let's move on here to the next question. Who's your favorite comedian at the moment?
Dave Chappelle.
I was about to say that because he is current. He is current. You know.
He has a longevity factor. The last two specials that came out on Netflix are freaking really good. So yeah. I think Dave Chappelle right now. And he's in this. I mean, he's never given a fuck, but I don't think he gives even more of a fuck right now. So
Dave Chappelle, that shit he said on his special, I'm like, thank you. You're saying what we're all thinking, bruh. Thank you. You know. I'm gonna go down the line here. Chris, favorite comedian at the moment?
Man.
Not of all time, just at the moment. At the moment,
Chappelle, man. Yeah. That last special was amazing. That, as Carlos would say, there was mic drops all over the place.
Yo, man. Those are mic drops, man.
Yeah, those are real mic drops, Carlos, by the way.
You don't need to tell me.
You know, that was a mic drop, too. All right. Adam, favorite comedian at the moment.
I don't know. My wife. I don't know. Whoever makes me laugh, she cracks me up. But that's pretty much it. I think of jokes. That go with my wife. She's my comedian.
All right, Brian.
Oh, you want to know why?
Wait.
I'll tell you.
Oh,
now I think about it.
Can you say this on air?
So I had this. Yeah, I can say this on. So I'm sitting down in the chair, and my daughter was like, we were watching Big Hero 6, and my little boy was like, "Oh, I want that little toy," because we have the plushie of the Big Hero 6, and we have the other one. And then she says, "All right, I'll give the big armored one to my son," and then she gives me the plushie. She's like, "Ha, you got coronavirus."
Damn. That shit is crazy. All right, Brian.
Right now it's Dave. Like Dave Chappelle is top of the list because he's Dave Chappelle. I did like Kevin Hart. He had a special the other day. Well, the other day he had a special like a couple of days ago, or a couple of months ago, about him and the Oscars and like how all that thing unfolded. So that was actually pretty informative. Like that guy works extremely hard.
Where is that one on?
Netflix. It's called
shit.
Don't Fuck It Up.
Oh, that's what it's called. Don't fuck it up.
That's like Tony's catchphrase.
Yeah, that is my catchphrase.
Don't
That's
fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, it was really good. Like the guy works extremely hard. So I guess that the whole Oscars thing like really hit him deeply. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose's name is he says no shout outs for Paul Mooney. Is he still around? Does he still do stuff?
No, man. I heard Paul Mooney's not doing stuff for a while because he's got like Alzheimer's or something.
Oh,
He's
no.
retired.
Yeah, we're talking about current guys, not all time.
No.
If we're talking about all time comedians, we could be here for another hour. But we're talking about current guys.
You know who else I want to say? Neil.
Patrice O'Neal?
No, Neil, the guy who used to do Dave Chappelle's who used to write Chappelle Show.
His buddy Neil, yeah.
That dude is actually really funny. He has this really great like stand up, which is like it's called Free Microphone. So it's like
that is great.
That was an awesome special that he did. And he has another one on there too that's really good too.
Yeah. By the way, speaking about Dave Chappelle, you know how I like currently too? Bill Burr. He's hilarious.
Damn it. Quit answering the question multiple times before you go down the line, you dick face.
Anyway, Brett, what is your answer?
Well, it was going to be Chappelle, and then it was going to be Bill Burr, and now I'm left with nothing yet.
You know, you can say the same
twist
thing.
In here.
You can say the same thing, man.
I know.
You could say the ghost of George Carlin too,
dude. No, if we were going all time, that was going to be my thing.
No, that's why I said it's the ghost. It's like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we're going for all time, I would have to give a shout out to Cat Williams. That guy cracks me the fuck up. Cat Williams, and then of course some shout outs. I'm saying if we were talking about all time, and then of course got to throw. I was about to derail the shit. We got more questions. Let's get to them. All right. Did any of you ever give? Did any of you ever give thoughts to enlisting in the armed services, or were encouraged by a family member friend? Wow.
Yes.
There's only one direction I'm looking at. That's Adam.
All right, Adam, you go first then.
Yeah, after 9/11, where I worked, I was right down Park Road, right across from City Hall. And once we walked out, they did a mass layoff pretty much after we did 2 weeks of cleaning. And we knew it. I knew it was coming. At the time I had no kids or wife or any of that stuff. So they were like, we want to keep people with family. Everybody else, you got to go. Here's your pink slip. Go to unemployment. So when I walked out, there was all these people out there, and there was a recruiting station down the block. And the recruiters were all out there. And they were like, all right, if you guys need something to do, even the girls, come and see us, sign up. And I did for the Air Force. And I went through all the trainings. And when I went to the Met, that's when we found out. And even my recruiter didn't know that at the time I had, and even now, I have 2 implants. And you're only allowed 1 implant. So I had a finger get chopped off in an accident like a few years before that. And I have a metal coil in there. I'm over here pointing to the mic. I have a metal coil in there.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a metal coil in this finger here. And then before that, was it before that? It's after that. I think it was after that. Yeah, I got hit by the van and they put a metal bar on my arm. So we thought at the time that since it was, because then we found out it was like, oh, well, it's almost like the bad company rule. It was like, well, it's in time of war, then they take whoever wants to enlist. But we weren't at that point. So they just put me on the list. It was like, hey, if the shit gets really bad and we're getting to the point that they would normally have to go toward a draft, that's when I would be considered. But the main reason why they don't take the implants in case it, triggers a landmine or something, or turns it into like a beacon because of the metal implant. But we didn't know that. So I went through all this shit. I took the test. I passed the test for what I wanted to do. And then I was doing all the physical training with my recruiter. It didn't work out. That sucked.
Oh, man. All right. Anybody else?
No, I've never actually went to do anything like that. But it was an option at one point because I was not sure how the art space would be after I got into college. So there was thoughts of that after in high school, maybe going to college. I was thinking maybe this art thing isn't something, but things worked out, and I didn't end up going.
Yeah. Plus, in our family, a lot of our uncles have served.
Yeah,
we have an uncle who was Richard was like a major or something like that. He spent his whole life there.
Yeah.
Uncle Danny served. So we have some cousins that have served.
Yeah, we have a lot of family that have gone through the military or been in, lifers in the military. So yeah, I actually have our uncle's first medal, right?
Richard, he gave us a bunch of medals. That was always funny too. Now that I think back on it, it was like, I don't know if I would have given medals because he actually went off to the golf and he did all that stuff.
The thing is that he gave medals that were like medals if you've been there for a certain amount of time. Like they give you placebo. They give you.
Oh, that's what that is. Oh,
yeah,
all right.
The medal that I have is literally just a medal for just showing up. It's the merit medal.
Did I tell you I had a street fight over one of the medals? Over at Grandma's building.
Goose is blown away. Manny and Adam are cousins, bro.
Yeah, we're cousins.
Yeah, he's like, they're related?
Yeah.
See, yeah. So I had so he had given me a medal, and then where our grandmother lived, she lived in the Lower East Side. It's the Smith.
Lower East Side.
Yeah, there was a massive tower building. People were like, oh, there's a hood. No, we're talking like 14-story tower buildings. So anyway, so I'm downstairs. In front of her building, there was like a little play area. So I'm playing, and I had on my jacket the medal. He gave me a medal, and I used to always have it on my jacket. So these two kids come up, and they're like, oh, that's nice. It's like, can I see it? I'm like, you're looking at it. That's it. And then that's it. One of the kids comes up and he has glasses and he comes up and he starts grabbing at it. So I took his glasses and I chucked them, and then his buddy comes running over and he tries to put me in a headlock, and then I start fighting him off, and then a parent from one of the other kids like, what's going on here, and starts screaming and all this stuff. And I'm fighting them. And then my mom, I guess she heard all the ruckus. Now from the 14th floor, she comes down screaming at the kids, and then screaming at the mother of one of the other kids. She's like, I don't know what, they're just playing. Like, that's bullshit. Playing is like they're trying to rob my son. And you were like, whatever, kids are kids. And that was, if I always remember that shit. Somebody tried to steal my medal. After that, I couldn't go outside with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down the line. Carlos.
No, never.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, back in college, I was gonna do Navy ROTC. Yeah, but my mom was like freaking out. It's like, if you go to war, you're gonna ship out and whatever. I was like, but they give so much money. I was like, oh, and that was good. I'd have a career. Yeah, I'd have like a career track after that. And that was when I was gonna be a doctor. So I was like, that's perfect.
Perfect.
But yeah, but she was like flipping out. So I never.
Now you just Dr. Feelgood. Dr.
Feelgood. Brian, I want to hear your answer because you're British and all that.
Hell to the motherfucking no.
Damn.
I'm sorry, but to me, it's just like, no. Like, I don't believe in the idea that I should have to die because, like, thousands of or hundreds of years ago, some guy said, "Okay, cool. Here's the line. This is my land. That's your land. Now fuck off." I'm not going to die for some piece of land that someone decides is theirs and not theirs. So no, not doing that.
I don't want your civil war.
Yeah, all right. Brett. Yeah, Brett. Mr. Murdoch. He's probably talking right now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was muted. So,
Yeah, no, fuck no.
You have too many tattoos. You probably had more tattoos. They probably wouldn't have accepted you if you ever did.
Well, it's not even that. It's personally, like, I'm very aware I have way too much problem with authority to be able to deal with the structure of the military at all. It's not even the discipline thing. I don't give a shit about that. Like, it's funny because back in the day, the whole idea of the tattoo industry was kind of based around the idea of kind of military training, in the sense that they psychologically just break you so that they can build you back up. So kind of went through that. That wasn't a big deal. I've been pushed. I don't really care, but just the power structure and the problem with authority.
Does that mean that you would have a Full Metal Jacket moment? Private Pile.
No, it's just I just get these random moments of just like, what, fuck you.
What is your major malfunction, Brett Murdoch?
Something like, you know what? I don't like the tone of your voice.
I don't like your face.
Give me 2 laps and be like, motherfucker, I just woke up at 6 a.m. Nobody's gonna like the tone of my voice. That's it. 4 laps. You can fuck your laps. I ain't doing no goddamn laps. It's 6 a.m.
boy.
Brett's like, I don't respect your authority.
I don't know. I did it. Respect is earned, man. And just the idea of like, hey, blindly follow this asshat. Fucking why? Yeah. Nah, it's just not not thing for me. Never have been since I was a little kid. Like, even as a little kid, it would be one of those things like my parents would be like, you need to do this thing. I'd be like, why? Do we really need to go into this? Yeah. Why should I do this? I mean, I'm gonna do it, but just why?
Get the belt.
No. Yeah. No, I got that a lot, but eventually it just turned into, tell me why.
Oh man.
Because I told you so. I created
you. That never works. Because I told you so.
Like, that don't work for me. All right, so I have to get a little personal here, but whatever. That's what we do around Throwdown. All right, so for you guys who don't know, I'm in a wheelchair, right? Doesn't bother me. Yeah, just a big shock, right?
Whoa, since when?
Since 1982, man. But anyway, it's never bothered me and shit. It's never been a problem. The one time in my life where I was like, fuck, that I was so mad that I was in a wheelchair was after 9/11. After that shit went down, all I wanted to do was join the military and go kill motherfuckers, Like, I really just like, I just wanted to, like, I didn't want to be Air Force. I want to be an Army, put me in the front ground, give me a fucking AK and just let me just blow these dudes away. But obviously I couldn't do that. And I'm pretty sure I could have served in some other capacity. I'm like, if I'm not killing the enemy, there's not really.
You could have been a spy. Yeah. Nobody would have guessed it.
In fucking Afghanistan and shit rolling around. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's the one time in my life where I was like, fuck, and think about it. I don't get upset. Like, if I see stairs, whatever, this shit happens. A minor little things every day don't bother me. That was the one time I'm like, shit, man. If it wasn't for this goddamn wheelchair, I would have been over there killing our fucking enemies. But c'est la vie, man. That's how it is. But the people who serve, they have my utmost respect. Every time I go to Manhattan, because they're always there in the subway and stuff, I always like wave to them, salute or whatever, respect, because those guys are the people that keep us safe, man. And if things were different, I'd be one of them. And I can't say enough about our armed forces. Fucking brave men and women. Respect to all of them, man.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on here to next question. All day digital, baby.
Digital?
Yeah. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Ronan actually gave us a compliment.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, he says 25 more episodes to 300. Man, time flies. Good work, fellas. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, man.
Ronan's been with us for a long time, too, man. Respect, All right, so All Day Digital, his first question is, this is an interesting one. I don't know if it's a rumor that he heard or he's just making shit up. Do you think Kumail Ali, I don't know how to say this fucking name, will get casted as the new Wolverine. That Indian guy from the Eternals. Do you guys think he's going to get casted as? No, he's not Canadian.
He's already going to be in the Eternals.
Yeah, so no. Also, he's hairy enough to be Wolverine, sure, but nah. Wolverine has a very specific look.
They've been saying, people have been throwing around Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
He's too tall, and
he's too tall.
So was Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is the same size as him.
So was Hugh Jackman. He was too tall too.
Yeah, they're both the same. So
I thought Henry Cavill was taller.
Yeah, Henry Cavill is
but Wolverine's supposed to be 5 feet tall. He's supposed to be a fucking midget, basically.
No, Hugh Jackman's
a hairy little midget. Ugly too.
Hugh Jackman's 6'2", and I think Henry Cavill's 6'3" or something like that.
No, he's just as tall.
So I don't believe any of this. That's No.
Nah, I don't think so. If they're gonna recast them, then recast them. But I don't know if they're.
Yeah, they have to recast him, but specifically. And again, he's gonna be in Eternals anyway, so Marvel's not gonna.
Why are they gonna get him to play 2 roles?
Yeah. Shout out to that dude, by the way. You saw how buff he got for that role? Shit, man. Put me on that Marvel fucking diet. Look at Chris Pratt as another one. Jacked.
Mm-hmm.
Kumail's a good dude. He hosted a Call of Duty thing I went to years ago. I don't find him very funny, to be honest, but he's a nice guy. He's one of those safe comedians, I call him. Where you're like, yeah, that could be funny. If I was drunk enough.
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of these movies. Which one has to go? Actually, no. Hold on. In this triple threat match, you can only choose one movie. The other movies would be erased from existence. So the choices are Terminator 2, Shawshank Redemption, or The Godfather. So which one of those do you save? You already know my answer. What if you guys watch Throwdown? Terminator 2 is my favorite movie of all time. That is cinematic masterpiece. So those other 2 movies, I never even seen them anyway. Chuck them shits. All day.
Definitely Terminator. No argument.
Yeah.
Am I going to be the only one that's not going to be Terminator?
I was going to ask that.
Wait. So we're picking which one we keep or which one we're getting rid of?
You keep one and chuck the other 2.
Oh, yeah, you keep Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It's the quintessential action movie.
Brian's the only one that's
Hold
making
on,
me...
GZDR. He says Terminator is my favorite. Also, Tony, Dark Knight. Dark Knight is the last movie I remember seeing. The second Batman Chris Nolan movie. I was like, yo, this is on some Terminator 2 level. That's my barometer for greatness. If you reach Terminator 2 levels, that's how you got it. So that's the last movie. So I'm like, yo, this is on some Terminator 2 shit right now. It's like that, No, Dane, I did cry during the last Terminator movie, but not because it was good. That movie was fucking terrible.
Oh,
trash ass.
Yeah, I remember a long time ago somebody asked me dude, what's the manliest scene you've ever seen in any action movie? And I was like, that's easy. That's when Arnold fucking jumped over the semi and shot the T-1000 in the face and flipped that shit over and slid into the fucking smelting works. I'm like, that shit will make it nuts drop.
I think for me it was Predator.
Hold on. That movie, okay, hold on. That scene will make your nuts drop, but the scene that'll make your nuts have hair on them is the scene from Predator, the handshake scene. That's
Adam was
the Dylan.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
You feel the testosterone in that scene, bro. It comes into you. Oh,
well, it was that, and then the part in Predator where Arnold is up on the cliffside with the flame and the torch,
yells,
screaming, and I'm like, damn, all badass and shit. I'm ready to fight you.
That movie is just full of manly scenes. And
nothing tops Commando with Arnold, where he carries a whole tree trunk. Remember, he's just walking with a tree.
Takes a whole tree home.
Anyway, can I throw a weird one in there?
Mm-hmm.
Just because I got to break the rules. One of the weirdly enough, manliest scenes I've seen was not actually a man. It was Ripley beating the shit out of the alien with a power loader.
Oh, hell yeah. That was awesome.
Oh, that was a great scene, yeah.
But anyway, so who isn't picking Terminator 2 here?
So what was it? Terminator 2, The Godfather,
and Shawshank Redemption.
Who's going to pick Shawshank over Terminator?
Come on, man. Those movies, come on. Do they have cybernetic robots from the future? No.
I'm thinking about their for me, I'm sort of thinking about their effect on the film industry. Godfather and and what's that thing?
Shawshank.
And Terminator 2 did have a huge, effect on the film industry in general. Shawshank Redemption, as good as a movie as it is, it really didn't change things. So it's between Godfather and Terminator. Well, I guess I'll go with Terminator 2.
You knew you were going to go with that. Come on now.
But I mean, The Godfather's a really well-made film, so that's the thing.
Like, think about it, just a T-1000 alone set the stage for a lot of the effects.
Well, if you were to delete that film, then what would you got? Because after that came Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
The Godfather is my favorite movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how can a man refuse a request on his daughter's wedding day? You know, like it's got like Terminator 2's got a lot of quotables, but I mean, Godfather
Warriors.
2, Godfather
Warriors.
Yeah, but we're talking about only these two movies.
For these three, yeah.
No way.
All right, so Godfather for you, Brian.
Sorry, I don't think that it's a question, really. I mean, Terminator 2.
You know, they got robots in it, man.
I mean, it is the film that people just parody like so often. You know, it's a great performance from everyone involved. It's just a great action film. The Terminator Dark Fate was just a really bad rip-off of it. I'm sorry, but it was.
No, you don't have to apologize. Every movie after Terminator 2 has been
I apologize.
Shit, you know? Let's be honest here. Every movie after Terminator 2 has been dog shit.
Terminator 3 wasn't very good.
Terminator 3 was ass. Terminator Salvation was ass. Terminator Genesis was trash. Dark Fate was trash. They're all terrible, you know?
But then I feel like Dark Fate, like the main thing that I have with Dark Fate is that it tries to copy a better film and it fails at every single
time. It failed everything.
Like the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, oh wow, I remember that scene from Terminator 2. I remember that scene from Terminator 2. Like, wow, Terminator 2 was such a great film. It's like, yeah, it was. Like, this film was just a bad remaster.
That's the one that like came out like last year, right?
Yeah, that's the one that's directed by the guy who directed Deadpool.
Hold on.
Tim Miller?
Goose says that Salvation was good. No, here's the problem with Salvation. The movie should have been good. That should have been one of the best Terminator movies ever, but they fucked up. How many times haven't we seen that ever since Terminator 2? Like, yo, I want to see a future movie. That should be crazy. They fucked that one up. They fucked that one up.
They don't know how to do it.
It all boiled down to Helena Bottom Carter as Skynet. That is the stupidest.
That was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that ruined.
Did we see that?
I'm going to. I've created this man Terminator for you. I'm like, what?
Stupid.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Giant head on the screen. Great. That's the mysterious Skynet.
Oh God, was that McG?
He directed that one. Yeah.
You know who else is in that movie? Rest in peace, Anton Yelchin.
On Terminator?
Yeah,
he's one of the freedom fighters.
He's playing Reese, a young version of Reese in that.
Kyle Reese. Yeah.
That movie should have been awesome, man, because we wanted that movie. You know.
That's it. We wanted to see the expanded version of the beginning of T2 with all the war.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know. Oh man. All right. Where the fuck are we right now?
That's a weird set of movies to get rid of.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, it's like,
I'm surprised you didn't say Godfather 2 instead of Godfather.
Yes, and that's considered the
pit other action movies against.
But it's literally like two like
he picked two dramas and then the
best
movie of all time.
Yeah.
And then his last question is, what are the best 80s and 90s sitcom intros?
Cheers. For me, it'll always be Cheers. Yeah.
Well, moving on up to the east side.
Oh, the Jeffersons.
Was that the 80s? That was the 80s, right?
That was the 80s, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think that's the 70s.
They're a spin-off of
18.
18. Oh, I got mines, man. Just because of the song, Airwolf, man. You hear that shit, man? You blood.
I don't remember Airwolf.
Well, those are not comedies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
comedy. That's not a sitcom, yeah.
18 wasn't either.
Yeah, that's
Different Strokes. That was another one you can remember.
Just to be
All in the Family. I really want them to bring back All in the Family. I saw those One Night Live, the ones that they did recently, and it was great. They should bring that back. The original content and everything. That was just.
I guess Married with Children. I don't know. I'm thinking about these songs. I don't know, but a lot of these songs.
That was later though. That was like in the 90s.
He said 90s.
He said
90s. He said 90s.
But does that count? Because it's just a Sinatra song.
Yeah,
Is that
that's just-
okay? Doesn't count.
Well,
Yeah.
it's an intro.
We played that at my wedding.
I did like the intro though, but he didn't say
Really?
song.
Yeah, we played that at Love and Marriage.
By the way,
Your
technically,
life, yo. Your life is.
yeah. By the way, technically, he didn't say song. He just said intro. So you know what? I'm going to wear that one because it's funny. You know.
And marriage.
It's literally like clips from the show. But I guess if you,
And let's just go with the obvious one, The Simpsons, because they always had something different. You know.
Simpsons.
I think that's probably the winner. Right
Oh, I
there.
thought
Futurama is one of my favorite ones. That's later on, but that Futurama, I love Futurama. Till this day, I love
That's
that.
a great intro. Yeah.
it is an 80s one. So
Yeah.
theoretically,
80s
the
and
Simpsons
90s.
count.
Yeah. No, 80s and 90s. Yeah.
Shout out to Doug, man.
That's like is that a sitcom? though?
That's a
not
cartoon.
sitcom.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it said comedies and sitcom. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because Simpsons is weird because it was a cartoon, but it's also a sitcom. You know.
Yeah, like Flintstones is a sitcom.
That is a sitcom. Yeah.
Is Growing Pains a sitcom? Yeah, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that Show Me the Smile? Is that the one? Show me that smile. Oh,
Yes.
show me that
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds-
that's
that sounds
Growing Pains,
familiar.
and then there's Silver Spoon. Silver Spoon forever.
Remember Perfect?
It's funny,
Strangers?
nobody said First Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
Fresh
one.
Prince. That's
yeah.
a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it got lost in the shuffle. Perfect Strangers, man. Remember that one?
Perfect Strangers. Yeah, Balky.
Which is another spin-off.
Oh, really? Where's that a spin-off of?
Well, Family Matters is a spin-off of that, and I think that that Perfect Strangers is also a spin-off of something too.
Interesting.
He was the cop. It was the cop that was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, Carl was the cop that was.
Yeah.
He was a regular cop on Perfect Strangers. and
Yeah.
just
I remember
spin
I
it
liked the
off.
intro of Night Court. Remember Night Court back
Yeah,
in the day?
I like Night
Oh,
Court. Yeah.
wait,
Oh, with that
because
jazz. That
Yeah.
jazz.
that judge, the Harry,
Yeah, Harry. Yeah.
he was also on Cheers, and he looked the same.
Oh shit.
He was the cap and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was on there playing a role, and he was a con man.
Little Wonder
Yeah.
was a sitcom, right?
Yeah, that's the one with
Small-
the robot.
Small
kid.
Small
Wonder.
Wonder. Small Wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small Wonder.
Yo, all our younger listeners like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah,
right
What
now?
was it? I can maybe
You
you
guys
guys
asked
can
the
answer this.
question.
Yeah, maybe you guys could remember this. I can't remember the name of this show. There was a guy. He was an artist. It was an old dude, and he had like a cow for a puppet, and he always had him
Yeah, I know
on
which
his.
one that
and
was.
he would
Pee Wee's
draw.
Playhouse.
No,
No,
and he had
no.
two daughters. He had two daughters. One of them was in the Warriors. She was the
I know-
chick.
I know
Back
which
to
show
the
you're
Warriors
talking
with Adam,
about.
man.
Yeah, but I used to love that kid. He was always drawing stuff, and I don't remember the name of the show.
Cow's
Oh
puppet
shit!
was
Carl's wife was the elevator operator in Perfect Strangers. Oh shit! I didn't know that. Carl from whatchamacallit? The cop.
Family Matters.
Yeah.
Family Matters, yeah.
And then there was a spinoff from that with Urkel.
Was it? Was
Urkel
that
got his own
with the
show.
artist? Was that?
Too close to comfort.
Too close for comfort. Yeah, that's it.
That's the name of the show?
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way,
Cool.
Martin's another one. That was a really good
Oh,
one.
Martin.
Yeah.
Well, that's 90s?
Martin. Yeah, that's 90s.
Yeah, that's 90s. Yeah.
You
Damn,
can
Home Improvement.
if you can also throw in if you wanted to, you could also throw in the
KRP in Cincinnati.
ARP Cincinnati and there's a bunch of the friggin' Sinbad show.
Oh, welcome back,
My
Cotton.
man said in the house, bringing it back, son. Shit.
Yeah, in the house. Yeah.
he said, "Fuck Tim, the snitch man Taylor."
Yo,
shit.
yo, Tony. You know how you how he said the what's it called fucking what's that?
Yo, I'm fucked up right now. I'm just thinking about his face.
That's what he did.
What the fuck was that shit called?
You know what that noise was, right?
What was it?
It was an
Improvement.
ape. It's supposed to be an ape noise. That's what he was.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
It's like him, like manly caveman thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Three's Company 70s.
Three's
How does
Company.
Three's Company go?
Oh no,
Yeah, Three's
Is that-
Company.
is that
Three's
eight?
Company was Three's Company's early '80s.
Okay, so that
It
counts.
reached that.
Yeah, I think it counts.
It's like Scooby and shit, you know.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Yeah. What the fuck I was gonna say now? Anyway, let's move on. We got more questions. Okay, Sketch, my man. We have a video game question here, people.
Whoa, we do those?
Okay. Oh man, Sketch.
Uh-oh.
What do you guys think, Manny? I want you to answer first. What do you
Okay.
guys think about Sony possibly buying Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill IPs from Konami and Kojima being involved with 2 out of the 3. Those rumors have been flying around like crazy all week.
Yeah, those rumors have been sort of flying around all over the place. I don't think it's happening, to be honest. And if it does, it'd be interesting. But to be honest, like I don't need Kojima to be making more Metal Gear games. I'm done. Like I'm good with him doing his own shit. Like what he's gonna go jumping back doing the same thing over again. It's like it's going backwards. I mean, to be honest, like I want to see him doing more fucking crazy shit like Death Stranding than just, hey, look, we're back to doing another Metal Gear game. You know.
My thing is, all of this sounds like a fanboy wish fulfillment.
That's what it is. It's
like,
what I mean. They've been talking.
What are these sources? You know.
What are the sources? And this has been rumor. These have been silly rumors all the way back to when Kojima was doing doing this thing. I've seen those stupid ass crazy videos where people are speculating that Death Stranding is somehow weirdly connected to the fucking Metal Gear Solid. You know that it was before they even knew what it was. It was literally a coded version of Metal Gear Solid. No, it's not. That's it. It's done.
I personally think it's just a bunch of dudes that are bored because they're stuck at home because of the coronavirus, making shit up to entertain themselves. It's fucking preposterous, man.
And then we've seen like people some people are saying that they're credible sources. No, they're not credible sources.
Listen, just because you write credible sources, I mean it's a credible source. You know. Yeah, by the way, I know I'm a little angry now, but as a journalist, this shit pisses me the fuck off. You know, these guys. I've read these stupid articles. There's like, oh, according to our source, I'm like, okay, first of all, who are you and who are your sources? I don't even know the sites. You know.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, oh my god, it's like again, motherfuckers are bored, so they're just making shit up.
The first of this funky rumor was like, okay, Kojima's gonna be doing Kojima might. When it wasn't Kojima in the beginning, it was that Sony is going to be developing. There's a rumor that Sony's going to be developing a new Silent Hill game alongside with Konami, and they're going to reunite the team Silent, and they're going to also get back the original director who has his team, Siren team, working on this game. That already sounds like silliness.
Yeah.
And then the next part of it was like Kojima's going to be part of it, possibly a part of it. And then now today I hear about the Metal Gear shit.
People are just making shit up at this point.
Listen, the best I can see, the more plausible version of what this is if Sony made some sort of deal specifically with Konami to do this.
Yeah, like
if they got the rights to it and said, "Hey, can we put a deal on it?" Go ahead.
It's like a Marvel deal, right?
It's a licensing.
Konami,
Street Fighter 5, Manny, just say that.
Yeah, like Street Fighter 5 or like something like that, where in other words they have exclusive rights to these games. But to be honest, like, would Kojima want to go back to do another Metal Gear game?
That part right there, stop it, people. That's not going to happen. I think he's done.
I don't think he's going to want to do that. I think because he's been trying to get away from Metal Gear for years. Yeah. I mean, how many times have he said this is my last one?
Since Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, since Metal Gear Solid 2, it's him saying that was his last one. I said countless times he's come back because because whoever was in charge of was left in charge of it just couldn't do it. So, and he had to go like, all right, here we go, coming back in again to do this again.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't buy that, but I do. So. If any of this is true, it'll just be like, there's going to be Silent Hills. The next Silent Hill game is going to be exclusive on PlayStation. I could believe that, like a third party exclusive.
I can see something like that, or if it's like, I don't think it's going to be a situation where Sony's just going to outright buy it.
No. Konami's still going to own it. It's just going to be a third, like Street Fighter 5. Capcom still owns Street Fighter 5, or the franchise. But yeah, again, it's frustrating. It's like, guys, you have nothing better to come up with this dumb shit.
Yeah, that's silly.
It's stupid. Anyway, let's move on. We got G Mega Force in the house. All right. At this point, I don't have any of these edited, so just bear with me.
All
right. So first question here is, do you feel like you're being... Oh, shit. Do you feel like you're being... Again, I haven't read these either. Do you feel like you're being your true self in society? Because I certainly don't. It's easy to put on a quote-unquote mask and exchange small talk with acquaintances, but that's not true expression. Far from it. True expression is facilitated by those we're comfortable with. I love to sing, I love to dance, and I wouldn't do that at work around quote-unquote acquaintances because there are often always more people I feel awkward around than those I don't, particularly the self-established, self-assured cliques. the Jack the Lad alpha types, yet around more introverted types like myself, I tend to express my personality much more freely, like a pressure valve being released somewhat. Interesting question, bro. I was not prepared for that.
Not me.
No, you shouldn't be yourself.
No, you got to 24/7. Everybody, you meet anybody, any path of life. People at work, people here. That's the only way you're true to yourself. If you start messaging different people, like, wow, he's so conservative. What do you mean he gets raunchy and starts saying crazy shit? It's like, no, I don't do that. Fuck it. You have to be yourself.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this, like. I'm answering for myself right now. I am always my true self, but I change the way I approach people depending on the situation, right? Like if I'm talking to a bunch of PR people, I'm not gonna start talking the way I talk to you guys. Where I'm fucking.
Well, that's different because that's first impression, but it's like 24/7. You eventually have to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, no, I always try to be myself, but I definitely like. Like I'm on Twitter right now. That's the real me. People have always told me, "Oh shit, you act the same in real life." Yeah, but at the same time, I am presenting a specific side of myself because everybody has ugly shit too. You don't want to present any of that. Unless you're really comfortable with the person. But for me, yeah, I'm generally myself. I would say I'm 95% myself. But again, depending on who you're with, got to change the approach.
Let me also say it also took Tony a little while to learn that.
Yeah, it did. That was hard.
Because Tony in general, like in general used to present everything to everybody. There was no separation between who he kept that from. But as he's gotten older, it's like, okay, this person can handle this. This person can handle this. Stuff like that.
Hey, being in this industry will check you, man. Especially, and I mostly learn, I'm being honest, from seeing other people's mistakes. I'm like, okay, let's not do that. All right. Manny, why don't you go?
For me, I mean, like exactly what you said. You kind of have different, like you keep certain parts of yourself away from certain situations. Like obviously to a bunch of acquaintances, you're not going to give everything, but you shouldn't be giving everything because I mean, I don't know if you feel that's not honest to yourself, but the thing is that there's certain people can handle certain things. And I think that you just have to be more choose who those people are. Like for me, like I remember when I was younger, like I was, I see like folks like Adam and stuff like that. He had like bunches and bunches of friends, and I was never really like that. And I kind of wanted a lot of friends too, but then I realized like that's not me because I don't work that way. I kind of have smaller relationships, smaller, stronger relationships with a smaller pack of people rather than trying to spread myself a wider. And I found that just sort of worked for me.
The issue I always had was trying to, like you said, I had friends from all different walks of life and trying to get them together. Like I remember I had a housewarming party in Queens, and at the time I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then I was bringing those friends with coworkers and then people that I just knew outside, and they just went into separate groups at this gathering. I was like, oh fuck.
It's like because it's also like that too is like also figuring out what if you have having friends and stuff, which ones of them will mix and coalesce and work. Sometimes it doesn't always happen that way, but like for me, like just like when I sort of present, there's different aspects of it's almost like deeper versions of me, right? There's the generalized version, the happier guy or whatever, the fun thing. That's the first, but then the closer people to me get to know the deeper parts of me, and that's sort of that. I don't feel like you shouldn't feel like you're kind of hiding yourself, more that you're just not giving everybody everything. Don't give everybody. That's the thing. Don't give everybody everything, because not everybody can take everything that's you.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say, and I'm specifically talking about the way modern society is, you need to watch what the fuck you say, because you may end up losing your job because some certain groups of people will not like what you say, and then they'll all bunch together and try to destroy you. That's another reason you got to be very, very careful what you say, specifically who you say it and where you say it.
There's also you also have to the thing about it is also you have to kind of, I mean, it's kind of weird to say, but you have to sort of test the people within your life, not like not test, but essentially figure them out, like figure out what you can and can't say to them, just keep away from them. For me, I don't usually talk about politics to most people because I don't find any of that interesting, and that's kind of been a decent thing, religion, stuff like that.
I don't talk about any of that shit on Twitter. No,
never talk about it.
I'm pretty sure some people can guess where my political leanings are, but I don't talk about them on Twitter. You're gonna have to guess.
I think the thing about it is like I mean, that's a workplace thing, though. I mean,
Twitter's when I was workplace,
Well, yeah, it's a workplace thing. The first thing they tell you when you go into HR, at least when I was working full time, is that you don't talk about politics or religion because you can just cause problems that don't need to happen. But yeah, I feel like you shouldn't feel like you're not you. It is still you. It's just a version of you.
It's a persona.
it is a persona. I mean, yeah, like there's the idea that in these sorts of things where it's like we have sort of different sort of personas to kind of fit the sort of situations, but it's still you. It's still a version of yourself.
Yeah. You're not being disingenuous just because you're not sharing everything, bro. You're still you.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. I think
I did. What? Yeah, I thought I answered.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought I was the first. I was I pretty much what you see is what you get. It's like as time goes on, of course, when you go and meet somebody for the first time, you just try to get a feel for them. But for the majority, I mean, I just open up. I just can't hide a lot of the shit that I say. The stuff that comes out just comes out, and I just like whatever.
I feel like for you have what I always say, you have the gift of the gab like Tony does, where it's like it's sort of infectious to become excited or something about the things that you're saying, even if they're fucking crazy off the wall shit. But I think that sort of works for you. But
I will say this about myself though, not stupid drunk, but if you get just the right amount of alcohol in me, I'm going to be 100% Tony, even if you're a stranger. You're getting it all, And generally speaking, that actually has worked very well for me. As something that happened last week. You guys know about it off air. Anyway, Carlos, do you feel you are not yourself in society?
Kind of similar to what Manny said. It's not that I'm not myself. It's just that I do not present my true self to strangers or to maybe some people at work because they might not know me, and just presenting my whole self from the get-go can be intimidating to people. Like it's like if you like the way you talk to a friend, it's like, yo, what up, man? You hug them and shit. But when you talk to someone that you don't know, you don't go out and hug them and shit. Like it's just it's common practice. And in terms of trying to make friends and all that stuff, I think what I've learned growing up is just try to create smaller groups of really important friends, because some people find it, we live in a society where likes and Facebook shares and all that stuff is sort of currency to a lot of people, but in reality a lot of that love and a lot of that likes are just really bland and don't really come from a good place. And it's mostly based off of jealousy also. So if you can just formulate a core group of friends that really care about each other, that's all you really need in life, to be honest.
Chris.
I think you guys.
So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
I think you guys nailed it. It's just you have what I call the redacted version of you when you go out, especially when you meet strangers, and then as you get to know people, you may open up more, and as you're friends with people, you open up more. But there's like you go to a party, you don't stick your dick in the mashed potatoes. Like,
but you can't. Adam has a
worry about that.
You see, but you know what? What I think what he was saying, the way they made it sound like he's really holding back in all aspects. Like he feels
he feels that. At least just from what he said, that he feels because he's not giving or showing his all, that he's being disingenuous.
No, it's not. You're not being a character. It's not like you're pretending you're someone else. You know, that's different.
Holding back is being someone else. If you're holding back to that point, if like you have to lie every time.
No, I don't think
what
so.
do you like? I was like, I like whatever you like.
No, I don't think he's doing that. It's more like he can't tell his office workers that he likes dancing or shit like that.
No,
you know?
I think and here's the thing. I think it's everyone's the same. You know, when you first meet someone, you're never your 100% self. You might give them 5-10%, but the every time you gain that person's respect and they garner your respect, you start opening up more, and that's just part of relationships. It's just, you know, you keep building up towards like opening yourself to more people, and that's
Carlos,
really how it is.
You being Latino, you know, a lot of us just give you everything right up front. We don't give a fuck. You know, it's like, you know.
Well, there's that, yeah.
You know, and Italians too, the same deal. Like, yo, okay, my man, get comfortable as fuck right now. You know?
there's some people that are too comfortable with themselves and they just let it all out.
I think the thing about it is you just don't need to you don't need to feel like that you're not letting everyone in is separating you, but you know, also just sort of getting to know people that are around you. Like, you know, it helps to kind of like to know where they are and how much information about you they can kind of ingest. Sometimes you will have lifelong acquaintances, and that's okay too.
Yeah, Brett, I heard you in the background over there, man. Get in here. Brett, go ahead.
Oh, am I in the background? I'm sorry.
No. I've heard you trying to jump in. It's like, I know you want to say something, man. Do it.
Well, I mean, I just okay, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I give zero fucks. My field of fucks is barren.
But I think you're in a sort of a unique situation because it's like you're in an industry that really, I mean, you're in an industry that kind of accepts.
I'm already on the island of misfit toys. Let's just say it like it is.
Let us know what you're gonna say, dude. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I'm already on. That's exactly it. I'm already on the island of misfit toys. What the fuck are you gonna do? Send me back here? They gotta ship me to Australia twice? Fuck you. Eat a dick. As long as I don't hold I hold strong opinions about not politics, but like ethics and rights and things like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to make anybody poor. I don't want to collapse an economy. I also think people should be treated fairly, and you shouldn't try and let people die in the streets. Like, it's kind of a mixed bag, and that's why I don't really subscribe to any single philosophy. I just kind of, I find myself an egalitarian and giving critical thought to certain things. So I just try and curate myself. Like that's I guess.
I think that's
my
the
difference.
general thing, right? Yeah.
Well, it is, but like I know a lot of people that spend time crafting this persona, and like I totally get it. It's also the plot of a lot of animes. I get it, but the thing is, like, I don't know how else to put this. So fuck it. Life's too short, man. Like, tragedy happens all the time. Do not waste your time worrying about what literally anybody thinks about you. And this comes from somebody who's like, dude, like, I did not fit in growing up. Like, I totally got my ass kicked on a regular basis. Like, bullying to the nth degree. And then finally, like, I tried to fit in. I tried to buy the right clothes. I bought some fucking Abercrombie shirts and shit. And, like, it
Shout out to Dana.
It still didn't work, and I went, you know what? Fuck this noise, and I just went full on punk rock. And now, you know what? If I buy clothes, it's because I like them. I literally don't care. Like, I fucking bought a leather vest the other day because I like it fucking warm, and like realize I'm wearing like fucking combat boots and like punk rock jeans and like a slouchy beanie and a leather vest. I'm like, dude, cool, recreating the '80s. Fuck yeah, I don't care. Out the door. Like, It's a freeing experience when you just disengage from caring about what other people think and simply do things because you do or do not like them. And when you kind of get to that place, it makes it really hard to go back. And I don't know how you get to that place. I don't know if it's I don't think there's like any meditation or anything like you can do. Like, honestly, you just have to maybe you have to have it beaten out of you by life. Like, I don't fucking know, but it is kind of nice not having to give a shit. Also, I do work in an industry where I'm expected to be that person. I'm allowed to drop as many F-bombs as I want. Don't bring me around your grandma. I've got neck tattoos. Again, I'm already on the island minutes for the toys. I'm already judged. I'm already condemned in people's minds. So who the fuck cares? Again, life's too short. Like, and while I do understand that it's difficult and uncomfortable to, necessarily express these things around people, here's the thing. It really only matters if you care what they think. That's why the old trick of like, hey, imagine them in their underwear, it's supposed to put you in a position of power over them where you kind of feel like they're humiliated, so you don't really care what they think. But again, the core mechanic of that is just don't care what they think. And to a greater or lesser degree, every single one of us does that. We all have a line in which we just stop caring what other people think and go, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing. Everybody on this podcast is here for that reason. We all survived the gaming, the geek era when it was shitty to be a nerd. It was super shitty. Society hated you, but we all persisted because you know what? Fuck it. That's what we want to do. I still had X-Men cards at school. Yeah, I got the shit beaten out of me for it, but you know what? I got to show off my Wolverine card. Fuck you.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm a bit different, I guess.
To quote Brett, am I the only one?
I don't have two versions of me. That shit's too exhausting, man. It's the same idea of like trying to date multiple girls at the same time. Like, fuck that noise. That just sounds like too much goddamn work. No. You got to put in the time with two of them. Like, no. You're eating up days at that point. Like, you may find it fun. Onlookers from the side are like, you know how much shit you could have gotten done by now?
Oh man,
I got shit.
By the way, that's my man. By the way, Brett, that's always been my response.
Life is short.
That's always been my response. When people go, "Yo, you act the same in real life as you on Twitter." I'm like, I don't have time to make up another fucking personality, bro.
Right?
Fuck that shit.
That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's like
I did want at one point. Wait, just link that. I did want at one point in my life. I was like, shit, and I sort of did for a little bit, but just if I had another name. And just a whole different approach and a different life. Everything is different, just separate. That would be kind of fun.
Altered Adam.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Yo, I'm going to get in trouble if I'm going to say what I'm going to say next. So let's move on, man. All right, next question. By the way, I'm just being real right now. Most of the guys on the podcast, when I ask these questions, they don't know what the hell I'm going to ask. I'm in the same boat as you guys. I don't know what the fuck we're asking tonight. From this
is no rules pasta going on right now,
man. All right, next question. Who do you think is the most misunderstood gaming bad guy? Many believe that some villains are just misunderstood people that their intentions are indeed good, but they may not be that good in practice. I think this applies to real life and video games. There's the saying that the road to evil is lined with good intentions or something like that. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, bro. That's the saying. Yeah, who's the most misunderstood video game bad guy?
Let's see.
Jason Schreier.
Oh God! How do we follow that up now?
I don't think we can, man. Brian just killed the question. Hold on, Brian. You didn't go, did you? Hold on, but the personality shit, Brian. I forgot to go to you, man. You didn't say nothing.
It's nothing to say. Like I am who I am, online and offline. Like
I am who I am.
That's what I thought too. Some Popeye shit,
Yeah, we find out he's from Jersey and he's not even from the UK.
Like this,
I'm ready.
How you doing, guy? How you doing?
I'm really putting on an accent.
Yo,
I'm
get that
really a
spinach.
Hispanic guy.
Oh, and I have to say this, April Fool, bitches.
All right, anyway, go ahead, Brian.
Again, you guys just covered all the bases, so nothing left for me to say.
Right,
but in terms of video game bad guys, it's really tough because like which ones
misunderstood,
actually,
Yeah. It's a tough one.
I mean, like the thing. I think one thing that's about a lot of the bad guys now that they're not. A lot of the bad guys in games have kind of have turned from sort of cackly bad guys to sort of like bad guys who've kind of been twisted by the things that have been good.
Like Thanos?
Yeah, well, yeah, like Thanos used to be like a cackly bad guy. And now he has this sort of deeper reasoning for doing certain
Remember,
things.
guys, video game bad guys for this one. Very
but
specific.
yeah, like, for a lot of it. But like, yeah, like, you know, you look at like, okay, you look at a nut job like fucking Solidus, right? Solidus Snake from Metal Gear 2.
Yeah, 2.
Now, he was sort of a cackly bad guy, but he had this whole thing because he knew how fucked up the system was, and he was essentially rebelling against the system by rebelling against the system that was there. You know, he knew that all the Patriots and everything were all in control of everything, and he was trying to go against all of it and create his own, create his own destiny instead of having it chosen by this mysterious force. You know, so like, yeah, all the things that he did was fucking horrible. Literally, like child soldiers and all that stuff. But I think that's the thing. It's like, that's the big difference between a good guy and a bad guy, is that because they've let their intentions become twisted. That they might be fighting for something that they believe that in a lot of ways could be considered a good thing, but at the same time they've been twisted and they've been able to justify their actions no matter how horrible they are.
All right, bad guys. I'm drawing a blank right now. Because the thing is, it's the misunderstood part that's fucking me up. You know, because most video game bad guys are pretty straightforward in their intentions. You know,
but they're always, they're never. But the thing is that a lot of video game bad guys have sort of changed around because, like, again, they were used to be cackly ones, but now they're a little bit more deeper than just like, I want to take over the world because I can. Yes.
Go ahead,
you know.
Brett.
Again, Cole McGrath.
Damn you, Brett! I knew you could say that. I was literally midway through searching, like, damn, what's his name again? Albert. Like, I literally typed in Infamous, and then I heard Brett speak, and I was about to jump in and say, Brett, don't you do it, motherfucker! Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, but that motherfucker had a point.
Hey, Brett, you'll like this one, sir. Andrew Ryan.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's a good answer.
Trying to think.
You know who I'll say? I'll say Lord Gwyn was misunderstood. He wasn't really a bad guy, and in Dark Souls, he was trying to save the Age of Fire, and he ends up just making things way worse.
That's true.
By kindling the flame, yeah, and then what happens? He causes hollows, and he causes all this shit because he disturbs nature. Right, so he had good intentions. He's like, "Oh no, we can't have darkness. I'm gonna go down there and reignite that shit," and then everything goes to hell.
Oh, I got misunderstood bad guys. The fucking the Goombas, man. They're just trying to live, and this fucking Italian asshole comes and stomping on him. You know, like what the fuck?
He keeps trying to steal a married man's wife. That's the real fucked up. Yeah, Mario's a bad dude. Mario the whole time.
I'm still convinced Mario's not Italian. He's some Mexican. Look at that mustache, bro. I'm telling you. I'm Hispanic. I know my people, man. I'm just saying.
Well, but if he's...
No, we don't want him.
We don't give him back to Italy.
The Mexican delegation gets him back.
Damn. You know what? I'll take him, man. He looks Dominican, you know. I'll take him. That mustache is pretty Dominican. I'll take him, you know. But he's an asshole. He's stomping all these fucking turtles and shit. Goombas. Like, yo, they're just trying to live their lives, man. And then
so you're trying to say, so you're saying King Koopa's misunderstood?
Yes. Listen, he just wants to be loved, you know. But this fucking Mario guy, man, he keeps taking his woman. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, man, he keeps messing with them. Just stop. Let it go. Obviously, she wants to leave.
Yeah, but Mario keeps.
Obviously, he doesn't. Obviously, Mario does not understand the hierarchy of the way the royal family works. You know, you send the the princess goes to marry a king from another kingdom to unite the kingdoms. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yo, Mario, are you royalty, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no royal blood in your fucking veins. It's spaghetti sauce, bro. You know, or
spaghetti sauce. Whoa.
Spaghetti sauce.
Or hot sauce if he's Hispanic. You know?
Oh no!
I can say these things. I'm Latino, man. Yeah, misunderstood. I think we answered enough. Let's move on. We still got more questions, man. Last question from Mr. G Megaforce. Should snipers be removed from video games after playing a couple of hours of BC2 as well as MW2? Bad Company 2, is that what BC2
Modern
is?
Warfare 2.
Yeah,
Modern
Warfare.
Okay. I've stumbled upon the fact that snipers are a huge pain in the ass. By this, I mean constantly being mowed down by someone 500 yards away with a pull of a trigger. And BFB, Battlefield Bad Company 2, is full of them. Rather, it is BF 1943 or Vietnam. It's not only annoying, but stresses you out while you're playing.
Well, I mean, that's the way war was, man.
Yeah, and it's still until the day. It's a skill. If they're picking you off and killing you from that distance, that's a skill.
No, man, no. You just got to deal with it, bro.
I mean,
that's
the way war.
What's not a skill, and what people usually get pissed off is people that run around with shotguns. They're like, "Yo, I'm over here unloading on this dude. He hits me one shot up close, and I'm dead."
Hey,
so some people bitch about that.
Don't disparage the shotgun users. If you're gonna defend snipers, all right. Like as somebody who fucking hates snipers and champions the shotgun, I have to argue with that point. All right, you gotta have the jukes. It's not my fault that when you get in 10 feet of me, you can't shoot me with an automatic rifle. Right? Like I just duck to the side, weave, dodge down, and shoot you in the face, man. That's how it happens. That's why they run at you like that. It's called berserker style, man.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta take your pistol out. Golden Eagle.
Yeah,
here's the truth. You would be upset if it wasn't working.
Oh,
that's true. Exactly.
I'm gonna quote Goose. He said, "Get good."
Get good. Sure. Get good. Yeah. If you see the guys picking on one side, go to the other side.
I'm just saying, man. You know,
dude, I hate snipers, but I also love them because I'll never snipe. But especially in like more slow-paced, drawn-out games, like man, like the snipers in DayZ were the fucking best because that was just one. For those who didn't know, DayZ was kind of basically a battle royale game that never ended and the map never shrank. It was just a constant, just jump in, fuck around for however long, murder everything, and try and survive. So every time it was very, very slow-paced, almost slice of life slow-paced. Every time you came to a clearing, you'd be like, "Oh, sweet, there's a house over there," and then you go, "Wait a minute." I've learned from several times that I need to stand here and watch the movement of the zombies. You know, if the zombies are looking normal, there's kind of probably nobody in the area. But if they've all run off or they're crowding an area or something like that, like I can tell there's somebody in the area. And every time you stepped into a clearing, your adrenaline spiked because you didn't know where the nearest sniper was. So you go from brush to brush, and then they're like, "All right, I'm going to do it. There's like 500 meters of just clear, flat area. I just got to book it. Just run as fast as possible and dodge into the bushes." It was a fucking rush. It was awesome. So snipers can be great, but it's when they're able to camp too easily, I think, is the only fucking problem. That's just my opinion now.
Yeah. As far as snipers goes, I don't like them in any game, like a sniper or archers, but that's part of the strategy too, because you're like, okay, let's take these motherfuckers out first, and then I could deal with the melee guys. So no, I don't. Even though I don't like them, I don't have a problem because it adds strategy, adds something. I like them. It's all good. Just like I don't like big armored heavy dudes because they're bullet sponges, but that's something you got to deal with.
Yeah,
overcome,
but the only problem is the terrain in every video game matchup is always favored for snipers. Like vertical, complex areas with lots of small niches and lots of places to hide are snipers' heaven, and they're the exact kind of playground that most multiplayer happens in. Then when you get to like say big open fields, where you can pinpoint a sniper pretty easily, that's bad area for a sniper. So they have all of the positives with no negatives, which is why, like DayZ was fun and it was fair because a sniper would give your shot away. Zombies would hear about it. You could ping a player's location if they shot at you. There were risks involved. It was a risk reward system, and if you were in a city, man, like you were a sitting duck. But if you were outside the city.
That would be a great place to have like destructible environments where if you could essentially level the playing field.
Dude, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
by the way, Brett, we got a retort here from Sketch. He says, "What is Brett talking about? A fucking open field is going to be a graveyard if I'm a sniper." So he
That
says
is true.
He
That is
says
true.
he says he'll actually do well if he's in an open field.
Yeah.
Remember, there's a lot of cover. It's not just a straight flat field, and there's no marker. Like Daisy was a game based off of Arma, so it was you could go prone and you could drop in a field of grass, and a sniper could not fucking see you. There was no indication, no crosshair pointers, no maps, no nothing. You would just disappear like a fucking guy. And if you had a ghillie suit, Jesus Christ, you just fucking disappear. There were no name tags, none of that shit. So no, not necessarily. Like a solid field of grass is not a sniper's best friend unless you just want to start taking pot shots into the grass at random directions. But like, yeah, like no, it's one of those. It's a first shot type thing. Like if you book it out into a field and they don't kill you with the first shot, because you're zigging and zagging in a wild random direction anyway. If they don't hit you with the first shot, you just leap down, go prone, crawl through the bushes at where you know their last known location was. And then that's a question of, do you want to engage a sniper, try and get up close on them where, usually they're not as adept, close quarter, kind of mid-range combat. Because, they've got a fucking sniper rifle. It's not like they got a combat shotgun on them too, most likely. And if they do, they're not completely decked out. You have to kind of choose what you carry. So that game was very situational. I'm not gonna lie. In a big, flat, open area, yeah, a sniper's gonna fuck your world up. This was just kind of a different game.
Yeah. All right, moving on. GZDR man, and he's been with us in the chat. By the way, shout out to the people in the chat. For almost 3 hours, and you motherfuckers are still there. This shit is crazy, man.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys.
Respect.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was another show.
Oh shit, bringing it back. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go down the line real quick, man. Shout out to it's just a bunch of numbers. Shout out to the numbers guy. We got Alfred Dukas. We got Commander Root. We got Eurocar. Yay. We got Goose 7.
Who the fuck is Eurocar?
Sounds like an asshole. All right, we got GZDR in the house. We got Hallie W. We got Liquid Yeah. We got Lurks. We got McWales 420. Paikuhan. Ruben Ass. What's going on, brother? We got Sage Shirts in the house. We got Sketch. We got Soul Kitten Drink Blood. Damn, that's pretty dark. V and K and Virgo Praz. Thank you to all of you, man. That's fucking amazing. Thank you for hanging out. Listen to our craziness. All right, next up, GZDR. So his first question is, what imported game that you purchased fascinated you so much that you wanted to learn how to speak the language and learn how to write in that language? I never had that situation. I never had it. Like, if a game was in Japanese, I'm like, I'm not buying that shit. I can't fucking read it. The only game I did that with,
Same.
Right? I'm like, I can't fucking read it. The only time I did that was X-Men Street Fighter. I don't need to read shit. Just punch.
I bought I imported Macross on the Dreamcast.
Macross.
Just because I love Macross, but I didn't go, time to take those Japanese classes. I just could get around the menus enough to know, okay, this is start the mission, this is do this, and then all I have to do is shoot things.
That's it. Right, does this question apply to anybody here?
Well, to learn a different language to
did a video game that you imported ever inspire you to learn another language?
No, but I mean, I feel like as you have sort of been exposed to it, especially with a lot of Japanese games, you kind of get what some of what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my main thing is the menus. It's like all that shit you see on screen. Like, yo, I don't know how to navigate this stuff.
I mean, especially nowadays, like with Google Translate, like you literally pull up your phone on the thing, it'll like literally show what it says in English.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. That's too much work.
I mean, that's what I did that a few times with some things. So, but I've never had the urge to learn Japanese or anything like that.
Yeah. All right. I guess that doesn't apply to any of us here. So we'll move on to the next question. Can you tell us something that you like to collect that's not gaming related that would surprise people? Wow. And examples are movie stubs, bottle caps, postcards, gift cards. So yeah, do you guys collect anything that people may find surprising?
I used to collect the cards, but I hadn't done that in over 20 years. Marvel cards, Tony.
It's not really surprising though.
I don't think that's surprising.
Yeah, Manny, like, oh wait, hold on. You tell me that the comic book artist guy used to collect comic book cards? Like, come on, that's not surprising. Yeah,
I used to collect the soccer jerseys.
The soccer fanatic collecting them. That's not really surprising.
How would you know? If you looked around, you wouldn't know that.
If you listen to Throwdown, you know, man.
Let's see. Well, something that wouldn't.
I don't have anything. The only thing I collect,
a lot of the
yeah. Go ahead.
Like a lot of the weird shit that I have is still sort of within my wheelhouse because I guess you could just chalk it up to artists.
Yeah. Yeah, like for me, the only thing I used to collect, and I say used to because now it's all digital, and this shouldn't surprise anybody because I'm a metalhead. I used to collect concert tickets, So because I want them documented.
But what's cool about concert tickets though is that now they don't even cut them.
Now
you get a full, like if you get a concert, like some of the places when you show your little barcode, they'll give you a concert ticket, and then they'll just scan the concert ticket.
Yeah, I rip them because I'm like, no, they need to be ripped, man. They used to, but that was like 2 years ago. Now, you know what my concert ticket is? This, my phone. That's my concert ticket. Does anybody here actually qualify for this question? Like, do you collect anything weird that people wouldn't assume you would collect?
Weird? No.
Well, not weird, just something unusual. Like, I wouldn't figure Carlos would collect that.
Vinyl records, does that count?
No, it would have to be something like sneakers, I'm thinking, or like
I collect sneakers too, actually.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, you never did because you never talk about that. You never talk about that.
Man, what's your shoes?
I pictured you as a penny loafer type of guy, so I don't.
Yo, man. Yeah, I have a couple of Jordans. I have a lot of Yeezys. I collect a lot of shoes.
Damn.
I have 2 pairs of Jordans.
I probably what Jordans?
You never wear sneakers.
I wear sneakers.
Well, maybe now I don't know, but you always wore boots. Remember, you always had boots.
I always wore those Adidas Samba shoes, the soccer shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought 2 pairs of Jordans like last year because they were Velcro. They were real awesome. Like I have these really cool looking pairs of Jordans that I wear. They're only for special occasions.
Yeah,
and then I got a pair of custom ones that I made.
I have I have pairs of Jordans that I don't even wear because I don't want to.
You don't want to ruin them.
Damn.
Yeah, I have like my 2 favorites are both Jordan 11s. They're for those who know about them, the
Miles Morales ones.
No, those are the Jordan ones.
Those are the ones, yeah.
Yeah. I tried to get those and fucking couldn't get them. But yeah, I have 2 pairs of the Jordan 11s, and I have the Concords and the Breads, and they're 2 of my.
The 11s are the black and white ones, right?
They're different. They have different colorways. The 11s they have the 3 most famous ones that I can remember is the Breads, which is the black and red, and then there's the white and black, which are the Concords, and then there's the Space Jam 11s.
Oh yeah. The space, those ones are pretty well known. Black and white, with the shiny shell top to it, and the white. Yeah. Speaking of Space Jam, that's coming back. Apparently,
man, Space Jam 2. Now everybody get up! It's time to slam now.
Are you gonna wear them then when you go see it? You pull out your Jordan 11s.
When I watch it at home, probably.
Space Jam.
I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna have to. I don't want to pay for that.
Completely random. I'm on Twitter right now, and this one guy, one of my followers, he's from New York. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on? There are like 50 crackheads on the platform of 125th and 6th on the 6th line." I know that was
How do you?
Oh man. What the fuck was the question again?
Collect things.
Carlos, I wouldn't figure you were a shoe collector.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know you were sneakerhead, son.
Yo, man, when I met you guys weren't even like, yo, man, nice shoes. Oh, actually, when I was in New York, I was rocking my my Air Force Ones, and you're gonna say, oh, Air Force Ones, they're everyone has those. No, but I was rocking a Supreme collab. It was Supreme Comme des Garçons Air Force Ones. They're pretty. My favorite shoes, probably.
Yeah. Anybody else? Do we have anything that people wouldn't suspect you to collect? Brian, Brett, anything?
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you suspect that I collect swords?
Yes, because of
Yes,
You have guns.
yes, but here's
Okay.
I think swords override anything, even if you suspect of the person. Swords are cool, so that counts. You know.
It has to be some like I don't know taxidermy or something. That would be like.
That's
Pocket watch.
interesting. That's interesting because my girlfriend collects that.
That's what? Get out of here.
The taxidermy. Yeah,
She
we have,
does.
like,
What do you?
Yeah, we have a coyote head, we have a boar head, and we have my
Holy
dad's old
shit.
deer head,
That's
and then we have a
surprising.
fucking reindeer
That deer head from the living room is in your place.
That's in our house. Yeah,
That's a big ass head.
yeah. That's
Brett, I don't know if you could top taxidermy, bro.
Oh shit.
Pocket watches.
That counts.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I would not. That's actually surprising. Yeah.
No, you have a collection of pocket watches.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow. Okay, that is
Wow,
surprising.
interesting.
yeah. I love pocket watches,
That's all. Pocket watches are pretty dope.
dude. They are dope. Like, there's something about the intricate mechanical detail of it. It's like a tiny symphony of engineering. They're fucking
man.
awesome.
Yeah, they're badass, man.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
can
feel
respect that.
more sophisticated when you take one out. You know.
Right?
Yeah.
It goes
Damn it!
with
Now
your
I want one, Brett. Fuck.
It goes with your barbershop / tattoo artist look.
Right? That's true.
Brian, do you collect anything that people wouldn't suspect?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm not much of a collector.
Well, it was nice talking to you, Brian.
I don't really collect things, you know.
He
it's
collects
not my
magic
nature.
nose goblins.
I'm a very minimalist type of guy, you know. Like I don't want to collect stuff. You know.
You don't
Just-
collect Doctor Who trading cards or anything like that?
Yo, you know what Brian used to collect? He used to collect Jaden Smith tweets, but he doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith is not tweeting anymore. That's why.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what the hell
sad.
happened to that guy? Like every morning I wake up, it's like, just damn it, no damn tweets yet, and Tony's not drunk again. It's like, what the hell's going on in this world?
Oh,
Where you
man.
at, Jaden?
What's the story with him? Is he all right? I don't even know.
Oh, he's just crazy. That's all.
He's ascended. He's
He's just
ascended to the
crazy,
next
that's all.
stage, man. Chris, do you have anything weird or unusual or whatever?
I guess I collect flashlights.
That is very
Oh, really?
surprising.
That is surprising.
That's
Always,
a lot of batteries, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's weird. I always try to find like powerful handheld flashlights. I actually found one that was literally a car headlight
Oh,
that somebody
shit.
had put on a handset, but it was too bright. It was like ridiculous. I actually I was gonna buy it, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna blind somebody. I'll blind myself.
Blind yourself.
That's not the crazy, not Miles Armstrong one. The one.
Oh
that-
no,
the
I
one-
had the police lantern. Yeah, the one that
Yeah.
like the cops use that you have to plug in. I had something like that.
Damn. I used to have a lot of flashlights and I just kept losing them. So
Yeah. All right. Moving on here. Last question from Mr. GZDR. Don't worry, Glorious Word. We got you, bro. We got your questions as well.
We got it.
Yeah.
You mean you didn't got mine either?
Was you asked questions, Carlos?
Yeah, Eurocar 9 asked questions.
Oh shit! I don't see him. Toss him in here, man.
Who's that?
All right. Okay. When you decide to back up your PC, how often do you throw out an HDD and back up to a fresh drive versus filling up one HDD to max space? Technical question there.
Could you reread the question again?
Sure.
Sorry?
Okay. When you decide to back up your PC, how often do you throw out a hard drive and back up to a fresh drive versus filling up one hard drive to maximum space?
Oh, I don't do that. I have a redundant what's it called?
you have a raid?
Yeah. So like I have a server, like a local server where I have all my storage and it's redundant. It has redundancy.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Yeah,
Whenever
no,
I pick up anything.
within like 5 or maybe 6 years. It depends on how. It depends on the hard drive. I try to just stick with Western Digitals because I had some Seagates and they would just crap out all the time. But I try to keep within like 5 or 6 years, and then I'll get another drive, maybe a bigger size, and then I'll just transfer the data over. Just if I get concerned, I'm getting to that point now. I'm a little concerned. I have like 10 terabytes here, and
Excuse me.
I have to
Goddamn.
figure out if I'm going to. Yeah, I mean, I'm always thinking about that. I don't even want to think about it. That's a fear. I don't want to think about it.
All right, don't think about it.
For me, I mean, I tend to just buy a hard drive and just fill the whole damn thing up. And I have like multiple of hard drives of different eras of my computer. so they're like I have like a version of my computer from like the early 2000s on a thing, and then I have one from the like not like maybe the late like 2012 or something like that when my computer crapped out. You remember that, Chris? So yeah, there was that. So yeah, so I tend to do those every so often.
Yeah, nowadays, I used to just like transfer the data over to another hard drive, but nowadays most of my important files are in the cloud, so I don't even have to worry about that shit anymore.
I mean, theoretically, what you could do is like you could literally have all your important files on a Dropbox, and it just
that's what I have them all in Google Drive now. So
that's
and then like like back in the day, I used to have all my music on a hard drive. I don't do that shit anymore. I got Spotify. I don't need to worry about that shit. As a matter of fact, a lot of
I still have all my music.
I don't care about that anymore. I just have Spotify now.
Oh, well, you delete all those MP3s then?
No, they're still
made over the years.
Yeah, no, they're still in there, but they're worthless now if you think about it, or useless, I should say.
Well, they're kind of worthless to begin with.
Yeah, but they're useless, I should say. Yeah, I don't really worry about backing up shit. Everything's in the drive. The important shit. I don't really have a lot of shit anyway.
But you're kind of minimalist, anyways, when it comes to things.
Yeah, I don't keep shit.
You're not a collector either.
Yeah, nah, not really. I don't have room for that shit, man.
Like, I'm trying to get rid of this keyboard.
I should bring that up. Like, we got a contest. By the way, the video's up on our YouTube channel at Throwdown Show, and check out the video for details on how to win a Logitech G15 gaming keyboard, mechanical keyboard too, specifically for gaming. I played it. Check out my review over at geek.com. Shout out to geek.com too, by the way. Anyway, anybody else? What do you do to back up shit? Anything like what he suggested? Do you go to the extreme? Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
I just have an external drive that I back up to
I got
every
month.
Yeah. Again, I don't make enough documents that I want to keep around for that reason. So it doesn't really matter. Because again, in my downtime, like the main thing I make are apps, and most of these apps anyway are saved to like Git. So like another version of another version of like backing up files. So
source control.
But they don't know what source control is. Since it's kind of like source control. Like what's that? Like it's basically another version of Dropbox in a way. So yeah,
it's a repository.
See, Carlos, you keep saying that as if people generally know what that is. Like
repository is a generic term. Tony knows what it means.
Yeah, it's where you keep shit.
Yeah.
GitHub.
Okay,
GitHub.
Anyway.
That's when you stick something up your butt, right?
Damn.
See? Anyway.
That's GitPlug. GitPlug.
Yo, bro, we'll talk after the show, man. I'll explain it.
So I don't need to. Again, like on my laptop, the main thing I have are just programs which I have licenses for. So licenses are in email form. So if anything goes wrong, get a new computer, re-download, apply license, log in, and I'm good. So yeah, I'm just weird like that. But I'm thinking of getting a server just for like general backups, because I'm thinking of backing up like all my drives on something local, just in case things go bad server side.
Also, like you can back up your pictures, your movies, everything, personal files.
Movies, I don't really care that much to back up. I mean, they're already out there as it is. So, I don't know. It just feels weird, like backing up movies. It's like, why am I backing up something I just get again? I don't know. That's just me.
Well, it's because like for example, me and Adam have Plex servers, so we need to keep the files somewhere, and I keep them in my RAID setup.
All right. Anybody else want to jump in on this? I'm going to take that as a no, so we'll move on to Glorious War. So his first question is, if Sony is really going all in with a PC storefront, would it benefit them to buy a mid-sized publisher to bolster the storefront with exclusive content? PC Store Wars LMAO. Interesting question. Do you guys think Sony will have a PC storefront?
No.
Like for example, like a fucking Epic Game Store kind of thing. I think so.
Oh shit.
Eventually they will. Why not?
You know
I
what?
mean,
Yeah, you know what? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that this is going to take place. Just to answer the question, would it benefit them to buy like a studio, like a smaller, like a mid-sized studio, to bolster that storefront? Like, yeah, I can see that. Like, maybe they buy Capcom, or I know Capcom's actually pretty fucking big.
Well, no, like what, like to bolster their store. Well, I mean, to be honest, they already have a lot of studios to bolster. If they were just going to do PlayStation exclusives, I mean, they could literally like dig into their back catalog of hundreds and hundreds of titles and literally put them on there.
Yeah,
if they wanted to do something.
But no, I think you just answered the question. Like, they don't need to buy new studios. They already got some of the best studios out there. You know,
yeah, they already got a lot. They already got a lot of
Naughty Dog. They got Sucker Punch. They got Media Molecule.
And they got Insomniac.
Yeah, they got Insomniac, Santa Monica Studio. Like, yo, they don't need to buy anybody else. They're good.
And then some of the smaller studios. Well, Ready at Dawn is not theirs. Ready at Dawn is kind of an external studio.
I call them like a second party, you know?
Yeah, like a second party. Like what Insomniac and Naughty Dog used to be.
Yeah. By the way, Goose, I understand it. It's a hypothetical.
We
don't think this is going to happen. If it does, it's going to be like they're going to get their games like later.
I do.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I completely think this is going to happen. This is inevitable.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking whether it's going to be. It's not going to be this generation, but maybe next one or the one after. But it's something that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's kind of like on PlayStation now. I realize they have PlayStation 4 games now, but for a long time, all you could play was PlayStation 3 games. They're not really in competition with each other, you know? Because, like, even Sony said it's like they don't want to undercut their system, so by putting their games on PC day one or even close to launch. So, like, even with Horizon Zero Dawn, let's just be real. 3 years later, who gives a fuck, you know? Granted, Death Stranding is coming out, like, less than a year later, but they said from the jump it was not going to be an exclusive. It was going to be a timed exclusive, you know?
Well, they kind of came a little bit later. I mean, Brian pointed it out when it was happening. He's like, "Hey, wait a minute."
That's a Throwdown exclusive right there. All right, moving on here. What do you think about Jonathan Cooper's fraudulent ass? All right, so basically over the weekend,
who's this?
So Jonathan Cooper is I guess a former Naughty Dog employee who went on. Yeah. Remember that report that came out and stuff about the working conditions? We talked about it on the last episode of Throwdown about crunch time and all that other stuff. So he came out, saying, "Hey, I work for Naughty Dog," and he railed against Naughty Dog in a multi-tweet thread. He just went off, right? And it turns out that he needed to delete a bunch of shit after the fact. What happened? I can't say. Maybe Naughty Dog or Sony came to him or something, but apparently he named names. By the way, people, admittedly, I haven't been keep up with this. I haven't been on Twitter that much this weekend, but apparently, I don't know. People are calling him a fraud. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know anything about the situation. But it seems that he may have said some things he regretted and had to delete them either willingly or by force. And I would not be surprised if it was the latter. If Sony said, "Yo, what the fuck you doing?"
Is he a guy who works there?
He worked there.
How long did he work there?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of those details really aren't really known.
Oh, this is interesting. Glorious word. Okay, I guess there's a reason why he's called a fraud. Apparently, this guy defended Crunch last year. Now he's
Glorious word knows everything. Oh shit!
And he says
so. He defended Crunch. He defended Crunch last year, and now he's not.
Yeah, now that he was lambasting it this year, and Glorious Word says he's been working there for 5 years, or worked there for 5 years. So that is interesting. That 1 year he says he defended Crunch. I can't say that because I haven't seen the tweets myself. And then this year he's like shitting on Naughty Dog because of Crunch time. Interesting, but apparently, and from what I understand, a bunch of industry people came at his ass for saying all this stuff.
Druckmann subtweeted him.
Oh, what did he say?
I forgot the exact words, but he was like,
pretty sure Glorious Word let us know.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, we got plenty of good animators in Naughty Dog."
Oh yeah, we talked about that on Thursday.
Was this? Yeah, this was the guy that said he wanted Last of Us to fail, right?
I know, that wasn't him. He used out of context picture and personally attacked other developers. Interesting.
To be honest, it sounds more like this guy's kind of sort of had a breakdown.
Yeah, maybe.
Like nobody like to be honest, like if you're gonna do this shit, handle your shit behind the scenes. If you have issues with these people, then why don't you talk with them?
A lot of people just love to air their shit.
They just air their. They leave the like a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people like to air out their fucking laundry in public.
But you know why, right? They want the clout. Let's just be honest.
I don't. Like, what is the real reason that you're doing this? It seems like you just want to get some. Like, I mean, I don't know what his deal was, but it's starting to sound like he's kind of wanting to get some sort of something out of it, other than just letting it out for everybody to know. How is it that you go from when you're not defending this sort of practices, and then all of a sudden, then the other year not?
Yeah, Goose says he tried to say a former colleague of his fainted. She did, but it wasn't due to crunch, but an underlying lady condition. Okay, thank you for saying it like that. So I guess he was lying too. Like, hey, that woman was suffering from crunch, but it was something else that happened to her.
So it just sounds like a bunch of
I don't know.
It sounds like he might be curating information to prove his point rather than actually
Manny. Proof. Apparently, this is what Glorious Roy says. He's selling a book. That's why he's attacking Naughty Dog. Maybe he's trying to. I think you answered it right there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what it is. There's an ulterior motive behind all of this.
Data, what the fuck?
Uh-oh.
I can't. You guys can see it on air. I'm not gonna repeat that. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah. Again, I don't know enough about the situation. I haven't been monitoring it. I've been busy working, and it's trying to stay off Twitter because it's the same shit over and over again on Twitter this weekend. Let's just be real. You know. Are we talking about? We're talking about Cooper right now, bro. We're not talking about Schreier, bro.
No, he has Glorious War.
Oh, okay. Anyway, move on. Last questions from Mr. Eurocar 9. Oh, come on. What kind of quiet? Are you serious right now?
Under?
All right. One of these has to go. Pizza, hamburgers, or fried chicken?
Since I'll go first. Pizza. Because hamburgers, it's man, like they're so like to me they're just better, and fried chicken too, and they're more,
My answer is gonna hurt me as a New Yorker. Listen,
no.
I'm sorry. I eat hamburgers and fried chicken way more than pizza. As a matter of fact, I eat hamburgers so much that's an essential food group for me. I'm being Manny, you already know what I always and the thing is, whenever I go to a restaurant, because I'm picky with food, I always have a burger. No matter what, I always have a burger. Ooh, and I've said this on Twitter. So I'm like, listen, if I ever became allergic to chicken, kill me.
Man.
Chicken is an essential food group too.
Yo, you know how much Tony loves chicken? He had it every night we were on New Orleans.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God, that chicken was good.
Oh man.
No, it's true. Again, I love pizza, but I do not eat pizza that often. I eat pizza maybe 4 times, 5 times a year. Again, pizza, fantastic. Pizza is a meal unto itself. It's a godly food. Like, as a matter of fact, no. It's as far as like self-contained, it is as good as a burger. As far as like filling up and giving you all the essentials and shit, but I don't eat that shit that often, man.
But Tony,
but burgers, oh, no, man, nah, can't do it, Brett, can't do it.
But Tony, there are so many different kinds of pizzas and so many different kinds of burgers. But there aren't that many kinds of fried chicken.
But it's chicken, though.
No, but it's chicken. That's the thing. Chicken trumps everything. I agree with I know what you're saying. I agree with it. But fried chicken is better than the other two combined. Fried chicken is life, bro.
There's some cheeky Nando's.
I got a question here. Okay, if someone were to say fried chicken, would that eliminate having fried chicken in a burger as well?
That is affirmative.
Oh, man.
Because it is fried chicken.
Hold on. You just fucked me up right now. Hold on. I could have in a burger, even though it's a chicken burger, you gotta have fried chicken in there and pizza. A pizza burger. You ever had those? Those are good. All right. Yep. So pizza, I love you, but I'm gonna have you inside the burger instead. I can't give up burgers. That's an essential food. Every time I go out, that's what I eat. Burgers.
Yeah, they're reliable.
Yeah, they are. Here's the thing: when I travel, I try to eat food that I know will fuck with my stomach. Burgers have never let me down, bro.
I'm the exact same way. They're comfort food.
They are.
They're like, you go to a fucking airport, just go to the McDonald's. You're good.
Yeah, you like if you eat that shit, you know you're gonna be good. You know, you're gonna be all right. Like, yo, when I went to that Mexican place in Anaheim, I'm like, I'm taking a chance tonight, boy. You know? And
ride the lightning,
as a matter of fact, Manny, remember that one place we went to in the last day of E3? Oh. It was this Mexican joint. Man, I had the runs that day, man.
Yo, Goose. All right, man. Goose said In-N-Out's the best burgers ever. Man, you gotta go places.
Son. Dude, nah.
Goose said this shit?
Yeah,
my man,
from New York?
We have Five Guys in the city, man. With the
You said Five Guys. Go to Shake Shack.
Go to Shake Shack. Even better.
Go to Bebop's.
Even better.
Yo, Manny, how about Cheeseburger, man?
Cheeseburger. That's my favorite. Carlos, next time you come to New York, we're taking you to Cheeseburger, bro.
Yo, Goose, you gotta check out these places, man. In-N-Out now.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, maybe if you're talking like fast food.
Nah,
maybe?
son. Yo, I'm Goose, man. Nah, son. Nah. He said Shake Shack is cool. You crazy, bro. You crazy right now.
Wait, Dana said Five Guys is trash.
Listen,
all right.
Dana, you know.
Come on, guys.
She has weird taste in food, man. You know.
We were talking about the essentials. We're talking about the classics.
By the way, Dana's my homegirl. We hang out all the time. She is even pickier than I am with food. You know, we go to restaurants and shit. She's just there looking like, I don't know what I want. You know, and then she gets her food. She's like, so, you know, take her word with a grain of salt, pun intended. In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. Their fries are so bad.
In-N-Out. The burger, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's it.
Yep.
Animal style, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, Shake Shack, man. Shake Shack or Five Guys? In-N-Out? Nah, son.
Five Guys all day. Thank you.
Five Guys is my shit.
Carlos, the fries in In-N-Out, basura.
Oh, they're fucking garbage, man.
But the thing with Five Guys, they trick you. They trick a lot of people because they're like, oh, I love their burgers. You mean their double patty burgers? Because that's their default burger. You're not really having a burger. You're having a double patty burger. That's what makes it so good. You're like, I never had a burger like this. Have you ever had a double patty? What do you mean? And I was like, look at the shit you're eating. They don't call it a double patty burger, but that's what's in it. It's double patty.
If you get the other one, that's a normal burger there.
Yeah.
Yo, Dana, the Red Lobster biscuits though. What's up?
The Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yo, I introduced those to her. She was like, "What the fuck?" She was blown away, man.
You never had those before?
Nope. She never. Yeah. Ooh, man, I'm thinking about them right now.
Dana.
Yeah. Anyway,
Dana.
Shout out to Dana, man. All right.
So me, Tony said pizza. Brian, you said pizza too, right?
Mm-hmm. Pizza.
All right, Manny, which one of these got to go? These are the essential foods, man.
I'm gonna betray New York, and I say I can drop pizza because pizza's not an every time food. You can literally eat hamburgers and chicken for the rest of your life.
That's true.
Pizza's a special occasion. See.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
That's me being in Pennsylvania. I've already cut out pizza because all the pizza over here is like hot trash.
Yeah. Well, the same type of thing for me. Burgers, but for me, it's what we have out here in the Midwest. We have Bebops and we have Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonic fucking stay killer with the burgers, but you can't go there all the time.
Nah, you can't go there because they have so much shit.
They have a lot of shit.
You're like, man.
Yeah, but it's not good to eat that all the time. But pizza. So far, I mean, yeah, I have to just go with what I have around me. But when it comes to that, it's a Godfather's pizza. But overall, I guess the answer would be pizza. Just because pizza, I could never turn down pizza. Burgers, it just takes time. I don't always get burgers, but pizza, I can get pizza anytime.
All right, so pizza for you. That's the one that could go. All right, Chris.
Man, this is a tough one. I think. Fuck. God, if I had to get rid of one, shit. For me, I'd have to get rid of fried chicken.
Whoa.
For the record, I stand with you, Chris.
All right, so that's
Oh
Brett's answer.
shit, we got a little coalition.
Coalition. Throw down.
No, listen,
Throw
we're
down.
all making sacrifices tonight. We're all equal. We're all suffering, okay?
Because I just love pizza too much, man. I love it. Shit. I can't.
Whoa, breaking news with all this. From Dana. Dana's saying that New York shut everything down. There is no McDonald's, no pizza, nothing. So then
Wait, what are you talking about?
can't have anything. Can't have any of this food. She said they shut everything down. The city completely shut everything down.
Yeah,
No pizza, no burgers, no
Goose,
nothing.
yeah, Goose is
No,
confirming what she said. Oh, shit.
Wait, what about? I
So
saw
the restaurants are all closed?
All of them, all closed. Everything
I
is
heard you
closed.
can do takeout though. Like
I
a
don't know. That's
delivery.
saying it.
I heard.
I
you
thought
can-
it was
everything's-
limited closures. I didn't.
No, that she said as of right now, everything is closed. They just shut. Fuck it. They shut everything down. Full lockdown.
Yeah, Dana,
Shit.
can they do takeout? Can you verify that? Oh, yo, that's crazy. Anyway, so Chris and Brett say fried chicken. Ooh, Brett, what's your reasoning for that? Mr. Murdoch, he's probably talking right now.
You talking to me? My internet is being fucky.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I want to know why you chose fried chicken.
My internet. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are
Yeah,
we good?
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. You know, I lost you guys for a second. Fried chicken because man, like I said, pizza can be so many different foods. Like I eat pizza twice a week. Once, classic pepperoni. The second time, pesto sauce, feta cheese, bacon. You can put taco sauce on that, have a taco pizza. Cheese and eggs on that, have a breakfast fucking pizza. Like I'm just saying, you can have a barbecue pizza. You can literally eat different pizza with different ingredients 7 days a week, and the only thing they'll have in common is their bread in the shape of a circle. Like you could
Unless it's a Sicilian.
or a fucking square. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh, he called it
pizza
square.
covers so
He called it a square.
pizza covers.
That's that shit they give you in school, son, for lunch.
That's Elio's pizza.
Nah, man, you can get some good deep dish. Like I still love Little Caesars.
Excuse
And that shit comes in little squares. Like I don't give a shit, man. Like I know it's trash pizza. It's
No,
still
yeah,
delicious and cheap.
I have it sometimes because you get that shit. It's already done and you're like in and out, like, and it's super cheap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
like
saying
a
it's the
burger?
most delicious. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I love them as a restaurant. But that's what I'm saying. Like you can get pizza in so many different ways. With so many Alfredo pizza, pesto pizza, barbecue pizza, taco pizza, breakfast pizza. I can't give up the pizza, man. Like y'all are thinking too narrow-minded.
Yeah, no, you understand. Where most of us are New Yorkers, pizza comes in one shape. It's a triangle. It has pizza. It has cheese and pepperoni. That's a pizza. That's it. That's the only shape it takes. You know, that's how we see it. So it's like I'll give up that shit. You know how many burgers I can get? Different types of burgers. Pizza's
Dude,
one type of
yeah,
pizza.
same there. So
No, I
fried
understand.
chicken.
Yeah, but yeah. No, you're right. I will freely admit my view of pizza now, but pizza is a very specific thing to me. Nothing else is like pizza, you know?
That's what I'm saying. You're being too narrow-minded. You got deep dish. You got thin crust. You got St.
not
Louis
pizza.
style. You got New York style.
You got fried chicken. You got chicken nuggets. You got chicken strips.
They just said fried chicken.
No. Yeah, fried chicken. Chicken nuggets are not fried chicken. That's something else, bro.
Hey man, that's fried.
But it's fried. We're talking about like with bones and shit. That's real fried chicken, you know?
Yeah, like real fried chicken. Like that is one very specific meal.
Yes.
You can have so many kinds of burgers. You can have so many different kinds of pizza. I can still have chicken tenders. I can still have chicken nuggets.
Yeah, but
I will
get rid of fried chicken though.
I will miss fried
Popeyes,
chicken.
excuse me?
I will miss fried chicken, but I would
But
miss
we're
the
all
other two
making
more.
sacrifices. Yeah, we're
we're
all making
closing that out
sacrifices.
of existence. You would never know what fried chicken is.
Well, see, that's the thing.
No.
I eat burgers at least once a week.
Yeah, no.
to
To make it better, we'd have the memory of the shit, man. It existed once. It's just gone.
To make it better.
Yeah, man.
To make it better.
Dude, I have pizza
Then
once
why
a week
can't
and I have burgers at least once a week. I don't have fried chicken every single week.
Yeah. See, Brett, I'm the same way, but just with pizza. I have pizza maybe 4 times a year at most. You know, burgers I have.
What kind of New Yorker are you?
Dude, I love pizza, but that shit is mad fattening. I can't be eating that shit all the time. You know, burgers at least have other stuff to offset the shit. You know.
Yeah, see, it's every 4 months. You know, like whenever I come by.
Pretty much whenever Manny shows up, I'm gonna have pizza. You know.
Because I don't get enough of it here.
Yeah,
I was wondering if you do it
and
in
the thing with
Solstice.
pizza is like you have, at least for me, you have to go to the restaurant and like you know, like I don't know, man. Like with burgers, you got at least have them delivered and shit. You know.
What? That is the weirdest statement I think I've ever heard.
Well,
Pizza,
think about
you have to go to the. Hold on.
No. I'm going to cut you off right now because I'm not ordering a fucking pie. I only eat like 1 or 2 slices. You know, they're not going to deliver that shit to you. You got to $15 minimum. You know,
dude, pizza keeps. You know, it saves. You can make multiple meals in a row.
I'm not doing that, man. I'm eating that shit right there hot. You know,
I fucking hate eating pizza. Fucking reheated.
Oh, don't get me wrong, though. Cold pizza is pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but pizza is. I love pizza to death. But as I said, that's one of my comfort foods. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell a story right now. If you guys don't mind, too personal. Brett, I don't know if I ever told you this. When Rachel passed away, I was so upset. You know what I did? I went across the street, got myself a pizza. That made me feel better. I fucking love pizza, but I don't eat it that often, man. It has to be a very special occasion. These days, it's usually when Manny comes around. You know, burgers.
Is fried chicken less fattening than pizza?
I don't know, but you know, again, pizza.
It doesn't feel it. It doesn't feel it.
It probably is worse than pizza, but it doesn't feel like it. You know. No, Dana, stop it! I don't eat that trash. You know.
What's she saying?
She's saying Tony eats pineapple pizza. No, I do not. That's as a matter of fact, if you guys remember back in the day, actually back in the, like 2 years ago, right? This happened live on air on Throwdown, right? Torrance, he thought it would be funny to have a delivery guy bring me pizza, right? But he failed to understand that I'm a New Yorker. If somebody's knocking at my door at midnight, I ain't opening that shit. You know, and he ordered me a pineapple pizza. He wanted me to, you know, get it and react to it on air, but he failed to realize I'm not opening the door for no fucking body at that time. Fuck that shit.
No
you know?
way.
That's a motherfucker crackhead.
Homeboy lives in the projects. Nobody is knocking at the door at 12 a.m. in the morning unless it's a murder.
Shit, you know.
It's a murderer.
It's a murderer. Exactly, man.
I'll answer the door with a gun.
I wish I had a gun. You know. Anyway, Brian, did you go? Mr. Manjoma.
He did.
He did. All right.
Yeah, I went. Pizza.
Right, so,
bye-bye. Sorry.
All right. Moving on. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. If you could choose a power, would you fly, be invisible, or be invincible? And he says this is not immortality. You can still die of old age. So that's eternal then, because you can still be killed or something. Is that what you mean, Carlos?
Like invincible, as in if a car runs you over, nothing will happen, but you can still get diseases and shit like that.
Oh, interesting.
I think he's saying you'll still have, you'll
the thing.
still be human. You'll just have these abilities to do other things. I would want to be invisible. Fucking.
Really?
Yeah, I think that'd be better than flying. Flying, fucking pain in the ass. What if you catch a cramp and you crash into something?
I'm with Adam.
You know.
Invisible.
All that air blowing in your face.
I'm gonna go with invisible too.
Yeah.
Because if you're flying, it's like, do I need to am I protected against the wind? Like, is my body resistant?
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to wear goggles and keep the bugs out of my eyes and mouth and shit. You know,
dude, it is absolutely no contest. Invincibility. 100%.
Oh yeah.
Brett's you're 3 for 3 right now.
No, here's the thing. Let me interject real quick. Invincibility is cool, but it's a cheap party trick.
Yeah, like, what are you gonna do? Join the circus? What do you do with that?
You can't rob banks with that shit.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Like without getting caught. You can't. You know,
if I'm invisible, that means that everything on me is invisible. So I could walk into places and just put something under my coat, and then that's invisible.
Well, no, but see that's assuming that everything that touches you becomes invisible.
Yeah, Adam. You may have to walk around naked. I didn't think about that part.
Like the way the Invisible Man is.
Or like the girl from Fantastic Four.
Yeah, not for Tony. Wheelchair wouldn't work, you know.
Yeah, for Tony, it won't even help you. You would just be like,
no. Everybody would want to sit in a chair.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, oh look, there's a wheelchair at the corner, and try to sit on it.
I could freak people out though. damn it. Okay, because the thing is flying. I don't want all these bugs and shit getting in my face.
Nah, I don't want to fly. I don't want to fly.
So wait, the choices were flying, invisibility, and invincibility?
Yeah.
And what if it was not work one day while you're flying, or you catch a cramp and you spiral out of control?
You know what? Fuck these powers. They're all whack.
Yeah,
I want telepathy. I want to read minds.
Dude.
No, you don't want to do that either.
Tony, can I try and convince you?
Sure.
I would say invincibility.
We can only pick these?
Yeah, only these three. Brett, I think invincibility wins by process of elimination because I don't want to fly and I don't want to be invisible now.
Let me sell you on this.
Okay.
He already said invincibility, though.
All right.
Let the man finish, man. He's shit.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
It's all the benefit of Wolverine's healing factor while never actually getting hurt.
Yeah. No, I understand that. But it just wins by process of elimination because I don't want the other two. All right, so that's what I picked. Then.
Dude, come on! Like, okay, I gotta say, I want to hear what Brian has to say, but at least me personally, I would launch myself from catapults. I would do the most ridiculous stuff, and take out you're literally invincible. You don't have to be like walking through bullets. You can just be like, oh man, can't believe I survived that. You could literally change the course of human history. Or just have a whole lot of fun and be like an Evel Knievel, be like, wow, he miraculously got up again. How the fuck did he do that?
Here's one problem. Here's one problem I see when being invincible and doing all this shit. You know what's going to happen. The government is going to get you and test you forever. You know?
You're going to be a freak.
Because remember, you're invisible. You don't have super strength. You don't have super strength. You can't.
Yeah, but as soon as somebody catches you in a viral video flying around, same shit.
That's it.
But they can't catch you invisible.
But dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they can. They'll put on thermal goggles and shoot your ass.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's freezing up there.
When they're testing for the coronavirus.
they watch you be like, hey, there's a guy flying. But no, invincibility. You do some Luke Cage type shit. First of all, it's you try and hide it, man. You try not to get shot. If you do get shot, you're like, oh god, I've been shot. Yeah, see, I'm gonna limp away now.
I wouldn't do any crazy because I don't want the government to fucking test.
But how do you know? But how do you know that you can't use this to your advantage? Because you literally, if you are invincible, you can just walk into a bank. You're not super strong, but you could literally just withstand.
You don't even need to. You don't even need. You just do some David Blaine, Chris Angel shit. Light yourself on fire in the middle of fucking Times Square. Be like, how'd you do that? Be like, you'll never know.
My freak. That's what you do,
right?
Oh man.
Just be like, just take a gun straight to the temple on live TV. Y'all ready for this? Boom!
Remember that was in Lord of Illusions. Remember the guy did have powers, and he would die every night, but he did have the powers because of the demon, the Satan guy.
Yeah, yeah. So you just pull some shit like that. It would be the easiest. And if you really needed to do some shit, you can do some secret agent type shit. If you really wanted to, I wouldn't. I'd probably go the route of being crazy stuntman kind of thing. I'm going to jump a motorcycle over a volcano. Why? Because I don't know. Whatever. I don't care.
I think it's a good caveat to put. Whatever you touch when you're invisible becomes invisible as well. I think that's the only way I would pick that.
The only thing about that is Go ahead.
Yeah, but then to what extent does that apply to? Is it just limited to what you touch with your hands? If so, then how?
With your body.
Yes, but then
that means your girlfriend would have turned invisible too.
Well, if you're into that shit, well, there you go.
So then, if you walk around barefoot, then the whole world goes invisible, or what happens?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
to what extent? Okay, I'm sat on a chair, so hence. My clothes are invisible. My socks are invisible.
You crazy. Pero why?
It's just layer of touching, and it's so then if I would touch a house, it goes invisible.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Anymore.
It's already getting too complicated for
Real
you.
quick, let me ask this. Hold on. Would anybody use invisibility for various supervillain purposes?
Yes.
Of course.
See, that's what they're thinking of.
You know.
Yeah, no, you're all thinking of robbing banks. That's and seeing people naked.
Yes, obviously.
That's
Robbing
where you're
banks.
going. Like, but like, what is the altruism in invisibility?
Altruism. Fuck that shit.
That's what I'm saying. And I know Tony wouldn't be a superhero. Would be like,
Hell
you get
no.
invisibility. Tony would be like, deuces.
That's it. You know. That would make
You're
so
like,
much money.
you'll be like, power. You'll essentially be getting as insane as the real Invisible Man. Like, yes, I will be a god.
Oh,
Make
man.
See, that's why the Invisible Man went crazy, because he was just like, yes, I'm a god now. No one can see me.
All right, and the last question of the night on this ultra long episode that, again, 3.5 hours, and you guys are sticking with us. Adam, didn't I tell you this was going to be a WrestleCast, bro?
Yep.
We haven't done an episode this long in years, bro. So hope you guys enjoy it.
Back when the questions show used to be the main Throwdown show.
Yeah. Oh no, when it was at the end of the main show, and it would
Yeah, it
always
was
be
at the main
long,
of the main show, and we're all tired and stupid.
You know. All right, man. So the last question of the night is: if you could introduce an alien race, one song of your choosing from human history, which song would you choose and why? So, Carlos, is this to represent humanity or something?
Yeah, kind of like the was it the Voyager? The Voyager 2
the
or
reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos, you'd give them "Stairway to Heaven."
I wouldn't, because they'll laugh at us thinking that there's a higher being.
Old Man by Neil Young.
Old man, look at my life.
I'm a lot like you. I'm an alien.
The only thing I can think of is in
Well, not the hurdy-gurdy man. When the hurdy-gurdy man keeps singing songs of love.
Oh man.
in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, God Gave Rock and Roll to You, Brought World Peace. So that's the song I'm going to pick. God gave
Good
rock and roll to you. Yeah, the aliens gonna come and rock out, man. Let's fucking go.
Tenacious D, Wonder Boy. Wonder Mom.
Not Master Exploder.
They wouldn't get it. They wouldn't.
I do not need a microphone. What is powerful?
Yeah, Chris. What about you? What do you pick?
I give them Space Truckin' by Deep Purple.
Ooh, I like that one, man. That'll be a good one. Yeah, that's that's about going into space. You know.
Yeah.
Dana says anything by Foo Fighters. Yeah, Foo Fighters. You know that actually makes sense.
When I talk about it, carry on.
Well, not that one.
Reasons only you.
We're gonna get copyright strike.
You don't like that one?
Oh shit!
You can't get copyright.
I can't sing as good as I can't sing like Jay Grohl.
It's definitely not going to trigger their version of Shazam. That's for sure. That's how it works.
Brian.
I'd go for People Equal Shit, but not by Slipknot, but by Richard Cheese.
Interesting.
Just so that the aliens can understand that human beings are a pile of shit. So, yeah.
I know. That was from the first album, I think. Well, the other one, the Slipknot one, People Equal Shit. I think that was the first one.
Yeah. Brett, what about you, bro? He's probably talking right now.
No, I'm debating between a couple of different songs. Like, I'm like, okay, if you want to in that context, I would go with Heart of Gold by Johnny Cash.
Interesting.
And not Ring of Fire?
No. Well, that's not really the message you want to be sending.
No.
I keep my eyes wide open.
Manny, did you go?
No, and I don't know exactly what I would give the aliens to listen to.
You play him Snake Eater.
No, I don't want to play them that silly song.
Hurt by Johnny Cash. That's pretty heavy for aliens, man.
Well, that's then the Trent Reznor.
The original.
Trent Reznor's Hurt?
Yeah,
play him
the original.
Yeah,
I hate when people are like, oh, it's not the original. It is original.
Like fucking Carlos, I'm calling you out, man.
Wait, what? Excuse me?
Hey, yo, in fairness, Trent Reznor said that it was Johnny Cash's song, not his.
He gave it to him.
I understand that, but people get confused. People get confused by that kind of shit.
Yeah, no. But
all they have to do is look it up online and see that.
Originally, the reasoning was, "Hey, Johnny Cash is older than Trent Reznor. He came up with it first." That
dude, we live in the age of information. All people have to do for any question is look it up, but they're still wrong about it.
Downward spiral. Look it up. Downward spiral.
As a kid, I thought it was a Johnny Cash song because I never heard
the. It wasn't that long ago.
The song came out like what, 3 years ago?
Wait, heard by Johnny Cash?
When did he cover that?
2006 or something like that? Wasn't it 2006, 7?
No,
it was the year that his wife passed. It was 6 months or something like that.
I was still a kid.
You're still a kid now, man.
Yo, man, I mean, I was a kid and ignorant. I didn't know. Did you know that with a little help from my friends wasn't a Johnny Cochran song?
I don't even know who Johnny Cochran is.
Oh no, not Johnny Cochran. Fucking Joe Cocker.
Joe Cocker. Have a little help when I'm here. The Wonder Year theme song?
Yep.
2002?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Wow, I thought the song came out like 5 years ago.
I was still in middle school.
Wow. That's crazy.
All
right, now, you know what, Carlos? I understand where you're coming from, man. I was like, yo, these fucking youngins, man.
I barely even had internet. I don't think I had internet.
That's crazy.
No, I hadn't done one. There was no Wikipedia back then.
All right, did I get everybody? I think we're good.
I didn't go, but I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, you'll get a pass.
I had, for me, it was between two. It was Space Oddity by David Bowie or Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
Send everything by Hans Zimmerman.
I'm an alligator. I'm a motherfucking thing for you. I'm a space invader.
To Major Tom.
Oh, we saw him. We gave him.
I got one. This is the only man he's going to get this one. I'm going to give him a bunch of Iron Savior albums because all their albums are about space. All of them. It's all yes. Granted, it's concept albums about alien invaders fucking over the Earth, but still, aliens. And Evergray's In Search of Truth, which is a concept album about a guy who was kidnapped by aliens. And
by the way, shout out.
And you don't know if he was kidnapped or crazy.
Shout out to Dana. She knows what's up. Little Help from My Friends is a Beatles song.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Dana knows her music, man. All right, I think we're done here. So again, we want to thank you guys for joining us on this extra long episode, and thanks for sticking with us, man. I tried my best to keep the batteries going. I think I did pretty good here. Again, we're having a contest right now for a free giveaway of a Logitech 915 gaming keyboard. And if you go over to it, basically, I'll give you the rules. There's a video over on YouTube you can check out too. If you want to enter the contest, go over to our Twitter right now at Throwdown Show and answer the question that's pinned. And the question is, what is your most anticipated game of 2020? So we're gonna have the contest winner announced pretty much at the top of the show or somewhere near the middle of the episode 276, which is Thursday. Let me give you guys the date. I failed to do that last time. Thursday, the 19th. That's when we're going to give away the keyboard and stuff. So make sure you stick around for that. But check out the video, and we're going to give you guys a few days, man. And I may throw in some other goodies in there, too. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me?
Yeah, man. Stay safe out there, people. That's all I'm going to say about that, man. So thank you for watching and listening. Leave us some questions in the Throwdown Discord server. That's up next week. Remember, next week, we're going back to normal 2 video game questions, man. We'll have another AMA. Here's the thing. We usually had an AMA during E3.
We may. The thing is, it's like E3 may not happen, so we got something. We got something.
We gotta have something.
You can win the keyboard on the 19th and then play Doom on the 20th. Bam, there you go. Oh, by the way,
we've been talking about something.
I can't say anything, but look out for my thoughts early this week about a certain game. Rip and tear, motherfuckers.
Right. Animal Crossing.
Fuck that game. Is it Game of the Year, Tony, or potential Game of the Year?
No.
Yes.
Oh, dude!
I'm talking about Animal Crossing.
When you talking about the Division 2
I'm talking about Animal Crossing.
DLC?
Trying to get in trouble. All right. Anyway, subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Also, make sure to follow Sean Daly over at SoundCloud, where you can check out all his wonderful music. If you like our intro for Throwdown, check out his SoundCloud. Awesome dude. And follow him on Twitter too. He's a great guy. Anyway, all that shit linked down there below, man. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, I love you guys.
Oh, God.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Fucking Adam Vale.
Wear some gloves. If you're going out, get some gloves. Just wear your fucking gloves. Don't touch shit.
And when you're invisibility too, gloves.
You know? Brett Murdoch.
Remember, you must destroy the brain or the brain stem to be effective.
All right, and Brian Manjoma.
Stay safe, people. It's crazy out there these days.
Facts. All right, man. We'll see you on Thursday, man. Peace out.
Later, guys.
This is
Deuces.